All right, guys, welcome to the Beneath Fallen Skies campaign this morning. If you know someone who wants to play in a GMAR game like this, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the waitlist for a campaign slot, which is getting much longer, or getting into a one-shot. Speaking of one-shots, I am doing a one-shot next Sunday evening, so a week from today. We are going to be doing the last play test that we're going to be doing, where you can get your name in the credits of the finished adventure. We did the developer run through yesterday, and we polished the tar out of it. It is beautiful and awesome. I'm super excited to share it with people. So do go ahead and hop in and check that out. The tickets are available at gmeric.com right on the front page. There's only 2 tickets left for that. We also have the Patreon over at patreon.com/GMeric. We did an art preview and the Dark Frost announcement last week. We will do another art preview this coming week. We also have the GM tip videos, archives, and podcasts over on YouTube. If you do watch those, do hit the thumbs up or listen to them when you're working out or working around the house. Just hit the thumbs up. It does help me out a ton. Lastly, we have the clip contest going on, where if you enter a clip or timestamp into the clip contest channel, you'll be automatically entered to win a prize at the end of the month. All right, guys, before we even get started today, we are granting inspiration to Deuce, Lumi, and Tomo.
Damn, starting off strong.
Because people want you guys to be successful.
Inspiration.
So, inspiration to Breezy.
I got it.
Was it Lumi? It was
Lumi,
Deuce, not Breezy. Breezy doesn't get
Thank you
inspiration
very
yet.
much.
Deuce, Lumi, and Tomo. Breezy gets just be the cutest mage in Toivoa.
Yeah.
Nero as well? Oh, okay.
When you look that good, do you need inspiration?
Right.
You give
Nero was
inspiration
also
by
granted
other
inspiration. So everyone who showed up on time got inspiration.
Thank you.
Oh, man. I love throwing shade. It's fun. All right. Well, welcome, Breezy. I'm glad you were able to make it. Jimmerly will be here soon. He has a sore throat, but he said he's on his way. All right. Well, we're going to get you guys started here because it's that time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are adventuring the lands of Toivoa. Most recently, you are here in Asatoro, where you have come to restock on your efforts to raise a sky island into the air at the behest of the woman known as Zalfriora. Last week, you guys participated in a festival here in town where you performed a gladiatorial combat in the Asatoro Arena as part of the celebration of Usil. You were successful in your efforts and were rewarded justly. After the arena, you guys were able to depart and go about your day. So, that's where we're picking up. What would you guys like to do?
So-
Breezy is going to see if she can't catch that healing potion lesson that the old lady was going to give.
Okay, awesome. So you're going to go and get the lesson from the alchemist. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So you go to the Jade Blossom.
Yeah, so she'll just be like, oh, shoot, look at the time. I got to go.
Okay.
I'll see you guys later. And then she's going to just skedaddle off.
As Mike goes and gets his coffee. All right.
Nero will follow his Auntie Narina.
Okay, and it's Auntie Narina. Awesome. So, is anyone else going to the healing potion class at the Jade Blossom? This is where they went.
No. Lumi is not gonna go there. She finds this woman irritating.
That's valid for her.
Yeah. Instead, she will go and look for the library, the one that Juice went to. So
Okay.
If anybody wants to go with her, she can.
Okay,
She wants
so
to-
you're going to the Vermilion Scroll.
Yeah, but not now. We can do the
Sure.
the Nero and Breezy's RP first.
Sure.
Tomo will follow Nero and Breezy in a bodyguard capacity.
Understood. Deus, where are you going? What are you doing today?
first, it's a new day, so he'll take his hat off.
Milady.
And I will recite. Where did Google document is this?
He prepared it all week, and now it
He did.
betrays him.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, oh,
Yeah,
here it is.
just-
Here it is.
He
He'll,
just
uh,
reminded
To
me.
quote,
the hat.
to quote World of Warcraft, "Behold, as your deceptive magic betrays you."
Where are you doing this, Dils, in fact?
Yeah,
If you're going to use the hat.
out in the city street,
Well,
or are you tucking into
no.
an alley? How are we doing this?
Yeah, I guess I will tuck into just kind of a side alley.
Okay, there's a bum there who's drunk and passed out.
Okay. I will whisper quietly into the hat. Beneath a sky of velvet deep, where secrets stir and angels sleep, a lone rogue walks with careful tread through halls where ancient kings have bled. Their boots make not a single sound on cursed, unconsecrated ground. The torches flicker, then grow dim, as shadows seem to follow him. He passes traps, silent guards, unlocks the doors, decodes the wards. No light betrays his quiet quest, no heartbeat thunders within his chest. A chamber waits, untouched by age, a spellbook sleeps on gilded page. One relic lies in silence curled, a spell to hide him from the world. No flare of light, no bold display, just whispers as he slips away. And none shall see his final plea, the scroll of greater invisibility.
Ooh. And you reach down into the hat, and out comes a scroll of greater invisibility.
Dave will kind of do a quick open, make sure it's the right thing, close it, tuck it in his coat pockets, and then put his hat back on, and he'll head. He will actually, after he's done this, kind of catch up to Breezy, Nero, and Tomo. At the
Okay.
Ocean.
The camera. Actually, let's get a perception check from Deuce. Let's do this before we do the camera.
It's not gonna be good.
It's fine. It's fine.
A 10. That's higher than my passive.
As you put the hat on and head off, Strom, the camera lingers in the alleyway where a dark, shadowy figure steps out from the end of the alleyway and looks after you. As you disappear around the bend, it steps over the drunk and passed out bum and leans out to watch you leave.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen that.
nope, not with the 10.
Nope. No, sir.
So we go to the potion class, where we have Nero, Breezy, and Tomo.
Give us the images later.
Deuce eventually would show up.
Okay.
He said he was coming.
Deuce eventually
Yeah,
shows
I'll-
up. Awesome.
Yeah, I'll stumble in kind of late.
Okay. She's going to give you a glare of irritability at you being late to her class and being a man.
What?
Are we the
Yeah.
only ones in the class?
That
No,
makes
there's
sense.
one other person. They are a young person, no older than 12. And it's more of, hey, this is almost babysitting.
Let me
Sorry, I
Let
just
me
got
know
an
when
idea.
let me know when the 12-year-old leaves. Maybe we can get Breezy to take her out.
What was the name of the
Go
shop
play-
again?
play in
It's
yard.
the Jade Blossom Apothecary. And I will put that in chat for you here.
Thank you.
Pow.
Yeah. Also, Dave's won't be partaking in the class. He'll stand kind of in the back.
Good.
Um,
Like a man should.
Yeah, kind of alongside Tomo.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get Nero and Breezy's medicine checks to learn a skill. So these are just the D20s here. Yep, there you go. 11 points and 15 points. Awesome. Good job.
I wish I could reroll that. Oh, if only someone had given me inspiration at the beginning of the stream.
I see that net being thrown wide and far, trying to catch someone. No.
If only there was a viewer who would be
Oh no!
generous.
Oh, someone had only 1,000 channel points.
Ugh.
1,000.
It's such a low price. Oh, excuse me.
Apparently, Nero is better at this than you are. His hands are steady, and he's able to not spill quite so much.
Oh, we both
Getting
rolled a
out-
5. That's funny.
Yeah.
Getting outshined by a man. Nero really should. Oh no, he's not. He's dressed as the.
I'm anti-Narina.
Anti-Narina.
Yeah, the anti-Narina. So that's fine. That's okay.
Yup.
I mean, it makes sense that Auntie would be a little bit better at it than Breezy because she's been around a bit longer.
You
Yep.
could say that.
The fact that her hands are so steady at her old age is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yep,
she
there
takes
it
care of
is.
herself. And now Breezy has been granted inspiration by
Yeah.
someone who cares.
Yeah. I will spend that inspiration to reroll the medicine check, or is it too late?
It's far too late. You've got that now, but no.
Okay, what did the 12-year-old roll though?
The 12-year-old gets to do just a +1 here, so we're going to roll what they got.
It's gonna be both of us.
D20 +1. A 14. Beat Breezy.
Breezy is seething. She is.
The little 12-year-old kid, she's looking at you with pride and almost derision at the fact that you're a grown-up, from her eyes, and not able to do as good as her.
She's lucky I don't have subtle spell.
You silvery
Breezy.
barbs the kid.
No, she'd probably shatter the whatever she's working on or something like that. Subtly, of course.
Right, subtly, because this room is so big that shatter wouldn't explode everything in the room.
No, not the shatter spell, but like
Oh.
just do something like a ray of frost or something.
Mm,
This is not failure, though. Obviously.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Breezy is narrowing her eyes because when it comes to intellectual matters, she is very competitive.
I'm
Mhm.
surprised you haven't given yourself like the enhanced ability and guidance.
She didn't. I didn't know what check was going to come in, so I didn't know
Any check.
She didn't have her preparation. You know, she's like Batman. You know, she needs the prep time.
She does, yeah. Well,
How to kill Batman, wake him up.
Yeah, catch him while he's sleeping. But yeah, okay.
Awesome. So, the class lasts for the better part of an hour and a half, after which you guys will be excused from the shop.
Well, at the end of the class,
Yeah.
Breezy will ask her, "Ma'am, so I don't think I'm
Yes?
going to be able to stay in town for very long. Do you have like some sort of like how-to guide or something like that so I can read on my travels?" I can keep
Unfortunately,
trying
I
to
do
learn?
not. All of my knowledge is passed down from one person to the next. I believe in oral tradition and manual training.
But I can't stick around. I have to leave.
That is a shame.
Huh. What if?
Meanwhile, I know that over there, the player for Luminostra is being like, why doesn't she have a red book? She could publish this.
Breezy's
I know.
like
this woman
Breezy's
claims
thinking,
to want to do the good, but she doesn't go the extra step to do good.
yeah, Breezy's thinking is like, what if there was? I wonder if I could make a spell to suck out people's thoughts.
If you say that to Lumi, she will help you.
Well,
He
like,
will,
you know,
I will give you
like,
all her money, and we're gonna
to-
both work
Hmm.
together on this.
huh?
All her money.
You know, theoretically, it's possible. She's just mumbling to herself.
Mm-hmm. As you leave the butcher shop, you're muttering
Yeah,
this as
yeah.
you leave.
Yeah, just like she's just thinking, like, you know, wouldn't probably be easier to duplicate rather than just steal. Like as she's walking, she's going to be using prestidigitation to start writing magical formula in the air in front of her. She's just thinking, and she's kind of absent-mindedly following Auntie Nira because she's completely lost in thought.
Well, actually, I was gonna say Narina would have actually stayed and waited till after she had been the last one to leave,
Okay.
and tried to get a quiet moment with
Sure.
Yakin.
Okay, since she's following Deus, then.
Okay. Dave's is probably following Tomo, who's probably following Breezy. Understood. So we've just
Going
got this little circle.
Like ants in a death spiral. Yeah.
So
Eric, give us the
Nero,
picture of the shop.
Nero as Auntie Narina would come up to Yakin and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have just a minute?
Yes, ma'am. How can I help?
I do apologize for my actions earlier. Yesterday. I just want to apologize for that. And
No harm done.
I'd like to. I would like to be honest with you for just a minute, if that's okay. And please don't be alarmed."
Be not afraid. I will be right back.
And pending, is she gonna say something?
She just looks at you, waiting.
Okay.
He's
He would
expectant.
He would take a step back, drop his disguise self spell, and show himself as Nero, and say, "Ma'am,
She's going to take
You don't know
two
me.
steps back and grab for a dagger and a potion.
understood. Ma'am, please pause for just a moment. I mean you no harm.
Roll a
I mean you no
persuasion
ill
check.
will."
Let's see where we're at.
Kill the old lady.
Jesus Christ, my dice do not like me.
Oh, man.
Hey,
I will give my inspiration to Nero.
Nah, it's all right. We'll let it roll.
you got
Okay.
I've got inspiration.
She looks up at you. What is going on?
Ma'am, I know it's very unorthodox, but I feel the need to tell you, I was sent here by an individual to try to get you to drive your prices up. And you don't know me, I don't know you. I mean you absolutely no harm, but I'm afraid that they do. And I don't know if you know the name or not, but the name is Madam Chio.
She's going to slide down onto the floor. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
He would bend over to try to help her back up. Ma'am, are you okay?
They want to drive me out of business.
Well, see, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that if you don't raise your prices, that they may do other things that could be worse. And that's what I was trying to instill into you the other day, but unfortunately, it just did not come across the correct way. I'm actually taking a risk by telling you who it is. But
What if I do? What if I do? What is to stop them from coming and saying increase them once again? What is to
be
stop
honest
them
with you-
from doing it over and over for all of my potions?
To be honest with you, there's really nothing that we can do to stop them right now. But at least this would give you some time to try to figure out another method. Maybe move shop. Maybe relocate to a different town. Maybe.
She narrows her eyes at you. You know who they are.
I do not actually. I'm of the impression they are of a house of flowers. I just do not know which one.
They will not allow me to leave to set up shop somewhere else. They will either control me or eliminate me. Would you protect me from them? I can pay you.
Ending. Well,
Yeah.
I would have to consult the rest of my party about that because we do have other objects we need to get done. However, I can protect you for a little while until we leave town for sure. But we can't stay.
If you can get rid of Chio and the rest at that horrible place, the Silent Orchid, I will pay you and give you a discount upon my potions. But only for one day. I must make money in order to live. But I do not wish to grow or leave. I am far too old to make a journey.
That's completely understandable. And ma'am, in terms of payment, just don't die. We've bought all the potions from you that we currently need. We do appreciate the deal, but I just assumed you remind me of someone back home that I care very much for, and that's why I could not bring myself to do what they wanted me to do.
Then do what is right. Do what is good for Asatoro and end them. I will replace any potions you use in the effort.
I will take that into advisement. But until the meantime, please be safe and be on guard.
I will be on guard, but I will not be safe until they are gone.
All right. And he'll bow to her, say, "Have a good evening," and turn back into Ante Arena and walk outside.
Okay, you put your disguise back on?
Yep.
All right, here we go. You find your party members doing this slow walk in a circle outside the shop.
Hey fellas, what are y'all doing? Are y'all playing like Ring Around the Rosie or something?
Huh? What? What? Where are we? I wasn't paying attention. Where are we?
We're in Asatoro still.
Oh, well, duh.
Hey, so let's go find a more subtle place to talk, somewhere a little more private. I got some information I think I should relay to y'all.
All right, so you guys want to go back to the Crimson Lantern?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Surely no one will bother us there.
All right, what's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Assuming we're in one of our rooms and not
You
in
guys
this.
can go upstairs to your room, yes.
So at this point, Nero would drop his disguise and be like, "Hey, so I hung around a little bit one more time to try to talk to Yekin, and I exposed myself to her and my true form to herself, and tried to express what I was afraid of, what was going to transpire, and she seemed very alarmed and scared when I mentioned the woman's name that gave me the job to begin with. She asked that we rid them of this area, saying that they're bad. Now, we're not from this area. I'm not from this area. She feels unsafe against them. I kind of feel like we should go talk to them, but at the same time, maybe it'd be a good idea for you guys to tag along in Lumi's sanctum, maybe?
Days will kind of speak up. That would be useful. I also have a scroll, and he'll pull out the scroll of great invisibility. I procured it this morning from the head. It would allow at least one of us to be invisible, and a more powerful form of invisibility than your normal standard invisibility. But I do believe Lumina's Sanctum would also work. Has anyone seen her?
I have not seen her. I thought she was with you guys.
No, Deus will pull out his large book. This lines up quite well, and he'll turn pages to his news entry. From what I've read, apparently there are shifts and rumors of power being transitioned within the city. And he'll look up at Nero. I believe the situation with the house is that rumor. Perhaps they are trying to push more influence than they let on. So perhaps by dealing with them, we can help settle some turmoil within the city. But with Luminastra, and he'll kind of flip pages again and just keep flipping. From what I've read, she is likely to be targeted by sneaky hands and dark alleyways. So hopefully, she's being extremely cautious with her form. I would not be surprised if we are all being targeted or perhaps even followed. So I believe we should all take caution from this moment on and try not to stay separate.
At this point, I can more than guarantee we were being watched, if not followed too. So you're definitely correct in that assumption.
So these people, I mean, they're criminals, right?
Well, in a matter of speaking, I mean, to say that someone's a criminal when you haven't seen them actually commit a crime, are they really criminals?
Yeah. You know, when a tree falls down in the woods and no one's around to hear it, it does make noise.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So-
that's definitely one way to look at it.
Can't we just tell the authorities about her, and maybe they haven't caught her doing something illegal yet, but they could start watching her. And if she's a
Something
criminal,
tells-
if she's always been watched, it'll be really hard for her to do crime.
Something tells me that an organization of this size and establishment probably has influence over the local municipalities.
I mean, Sokatai seemed pretty upright. I mean, she's the head cleric of the God of Justice.
Yeah, but that's not who we're dealing with.
Well, yeah, but that's why we should ask her for help.
You can take it into consideration. I don't know if we'll need it, though. It's essentially 2 on 6 if we have to go that route.
It's possible. You've only met this individual. Was her name Choi?
You.
Chiu. You've only met them once or twice, correct?
Yeah, I've only
Does he
met Madame
appear-
Chiu once.
Does he appear
But
to
she
be
has the,
physically imposing?
Well, she did try to poison me right off the bat, but physically, I mean, she doesn't look any different than the rest of the women in this area that I've seen.
Yeah,
She does
possible.
have the
Introduction.
the gentleman who escorted us to the Black Mirror, the guy who didn't speak. He is working for her and is very, very stealthy, for that matter. Like, to the point of invisibility, I would guess. But we should definitely find Miss Luminostra before we decide too far on what route we're going to go. Because if we are going to go in there, and we do want to have the element of surprise, her sanctum is definitely going to be the key.
It would be most beneficial. Knowing Luminastra, she would likely go either to a store, perhaps a bookshop, a library, perhaps. I know of a library not too far from here, but
Well, let's definitely start there, because she definitely seems like a bookworm.
jawohl.
Why would you
Just remember to be careful as we are walking. Keep your eyes open.
Deus,
Yep.
take a look at these formula I made. Do you think this is viable?
What is the point?
It's so I guess we come from the same relatively the same arcane traditions, so he would probably be able to recognize it. You know, it seems like from what it's writing, it's some sort of spell meant to duplicate memories and experiences. Like at least that's what it's trying for. It's pretty clear she just started working on this like 20 minutes ago. So there's a lot of
Okay.
there's a lot of like empty spots and like step 1 blah blah blah, step 2 question mark, step 3 a miracle happens, step 4 magic.
That's 3 miracle happens. James, here, I'll make an Arcana check and just see how I can do. Natural one.
Oh shit.
So, Deuce, this spell will absolutely work the way it's written. It's perfect. It's well formulated. The grammar's right. Everything's good. You understand that this is going to reach into someone's mind and rend a memory from there.
To cut their brain in half in their head.
Well, it seems legitimate to me. Maybe, let's not use it on any of us, though, maybe.
Well, yeah, I was just like, this is, the idea was, if I ever meet a teacher, but I can't stick around to learn from them, they could, I could just, learn. Yeah, it's like it's a way to learn faster.
Oh. Well,
I mean, there's still some spots where I haven't figured out, but I just wanted to see if the theory was sound, like the base theory.
Well, the basis of it is very reasonable. I mean, there are spells such as detect thoughts that could allow you to hear someone's thoughts, and then spells like modify memory would allow you to take memories from them and change them. So perhaps combining elements of the two would, in a sense, create some form of a hybrid.
Interesting. Yeah, I gotta keep working on this. Thanks, Deus. Oh, where are we going? I forgot. What were we talking about?
We're going to the library. So
library. Let's go. Oh yeah, Lumi. That's right.
All right, so we go out to the library. As you guys arrive, you are greeted by the host of the library, and he looks around. Can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for a short, blonde-haired lady.
Yes, mistress. This way. And he will guide you around, and you will find a short, blonde-haired woman. It is not Luminostra.
Try again there, big boy. Not this one. One with a little bit more of some purpley and bluish type robes.
Oh, yes, purple hair. Quite different, madam. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. Blonde hair, but with purpley robes, purple clothes.
He looks around. It's not a massive bookshop. And he sees a woman in purple robes, but with purplish hair. And asks, "Is that who are you looking for, mistress?" It's Luminostra over there.
Okay, I didn't realize Lumi changed her hair color. I thought she just took her wings off. Yeah,
her hair is still it's like still blue with the highlights. So yeah, she's not blonde, but it's like it's fine.
My mistake. My mistake.
It's fine. Her hair is white with still blue highlights.
We're gonna play Guess Who with the party at some point and just be like, describe the characters in the party.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so you can easily find Luminostra in this shop.
I would have paid for my table, Eric, which was 1 silver. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
My intent, while they were doing, obviously, it's like there's been several hours have been passed, right?
Sure.
My intent here was to look for any books, and I'm happy to, any check or anything else that you require, etc. My intent was to find information about the monastery in the desolation. So she will be looking for information about desolation, the olden times of desolation, what civilizations were, if any, were there, or anything else. And she's just trying to find information about the that would indicate anything that she could find regarding the monastery. She's
Okay.
just looking for information about the desolation.
So there's that's really your investigation check. Let's start there.
Sure.
And this is a case where
would've-
you're going to get the best possible experience. If you get your nat 20, it's not necessarily guaranteed to give you the
No,
information you're
that's
looking for.
fine. I understand. Can I? Would it be okay for me to use my guidance? Of this
Yes,
test?
absolutely.
Okay, so she would have used guidance. So
Yeah, this is not garden soil where they persecute you for casting spells. Thank
so-
goodness.
1 and then plus 1d4.
Yep.
Oops, sorry. Let me. I put a space in the wrong place. There we go.
Awesome.
Hey, that's good.
So with the
That's very good.
22, Luminostra, as you scour the books here, you're going to collect a whole bunch of information and pile your table high with books, or do you return them after use?
She would return them after use.
Okay.
But she's currently. She'll return once she's finished.
Okay. So you do have a
But-
pile of books for cross-referencing, etc.
Correct. Yeah.
Understood. So as you go through, you're able to collect stories about the desolation and how the monstrous people of Corlin destroyed their entire environment during the Great War between Corlin and Shu. How the orcs and centaurs rode across entire fields of crops, not thinking about how they were ruining their own food supply. How they destroyed the environment through fiery spells, and how the Shuians turned them back at the border, keeping the land of Shu rich and flourishing. How the barbarians should stay where they belong, and how the righteousness of the various heroes of Shu stood
Yeah.
strong. It's very much written in a propaganda style, but
Makes
there
sense.
are grains of truth in this that you're able to pick out. Specifically, that the desolation is a generally flat area. It's a desert made of sand and rocks. It is exceedingly dangerous because the monstrous races that do survive there are sparse, but exceedingly hardy. They are used to the environment. It is generally perceived as hot and bothersome, treacherous. Creatures that are there range from small bugs that can burrow under your skin to ancient dragons that crawl and burrow in order to avoid the sun.
Yep.
So you're able to collect a lot of information about it, but most of it that you're actually collecting is tainted, by your perspective perhaps, by
Sure.
propaganda.
Was here any information about any prior to the orcs and the centaurs stampede and the war?
They're not going to reference the location because they view it as the archivists who would have written these books would not have given that much thought.
So there's no information in this library regarding any previous what was there before the war.
Just farmlands and barbaric nomadic tribes. They're essentially downplaying the civilized aspect of Corlin as a whole. They're viewing them as monsters, and anything that they might have built or had is viewed as temporary or huts.
Lumia finds that very distasteful.
Yeah, absolutely is.
To her, these people are not monsters, and she actually sees the Shuyan society as the true monster. So, okay, cool. So she would have been spending time a little bit annoyed. She probably is a little bit annoyed with all of this, and not having found good information about the desolation, but nothing specific about what it was there before.
You
So
will
she
get
probably, when you
advantage
guys are
on the
right.
first couple of information checks as far as the monsters in the area.
Okay, so monster advantage
Yeah,
on
for monster knowledge
nature and
checks. Yep.
information checks.
Yeah, I think we go with nature checks related to monsters.
Yeah, we always did that. So yep. So she's there.
Cool. And then the party approaches you.
Oh, hello. She actually looks at a pile of books. She says, "I'm just about done here. Do you want to help
Well-
me putting these books away?"
Sure,
She's
we could do
got
that.
20 or 30 books on the table right now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
she does.
I
Oh, that's brilliant. She picks up a few of the books and she gives like 6 or 7 books to you and 6 or 7 books to somebody else, and she stopped but she's really organized. She's like, put these ones over there, that one over there, this one doesn't go, it goes there. And instead of, if you guys start putting books away, she just puts some of the books away, but as soon as you guys putting books in the wrong place, she probably said no, and she'll probably end up doing it all herself. It's just if you guys don't do it right. She's like, no, it doesn't go there. No, I took that. No, that one came from there. It's like, no, you're in between. Just give it to me. And she kind of puts the book in the right place.
It's safe to say that Nero is definitely not going to have been putting them in the right space.
You're just finding an open spot and putting it there.
He's just carrying around the books, and he's like, no.
The bookstore.
No.
People who've worked at a bookstore or a library now hate you permanently.
All right, bro, you're never going to catch me at a bookstore anyhow.
Humbug.
Okay. So after all of that
My
is
phone
done,
ring.
she kind of wipes her hands on a clothes, patting whatever dust came from the books and everything else, and she's like, should we go? What are you guys doing?
Yeah. Miss Luminostra, we need to have a little bit of conversation. We was looking for you earlier, but if you don't mind, let's go back to the Crimson Lantern and go back to our room and let's have a conversation.
Okay.
It's a bit of a
Lumi
private
will-
nature.
And she understands. She nods. She say goodbye to the librarian guy,
Okay.
and she thanks him, and she notes that I let your mistress know of the good job that you of keeping this library well organized.
You mistress.
Everything was very easy to find.
I appreciate that, mistress. You are most kind.
He nods, and she kind of walks away and leaves
All right.
the place.
You guys can go back to the Crimson Lantern with your party.
So once we're back up in the room, Nero would drop his disguise again and go, okay, so here's the situation. We went back to Yekin's little herbalism alchemy class, and I waited to after everybody left and spoke to her in private. This time I actually dropped my disguise so she could see who I really was. I took a big risk.
Okay.
Took a big risk. But I also name dropped the Madame Chiu that was going to that had given us the job and expressed that the concern that I actually genuinely had that the woman was going to be harmed after we left town. As soon as I dropped form, obviously she panicked and was going to attack. I managed to talk her out of it. Anyhow, she asked that we take them out. Now, we're not from here. I'm under the assumption they're a member of the House of Flowers. She actually said the Silent Orchid. So, what are your thoughts on the matter?
She looks around. My thoughts. And she looks around. Is everybody okay with this?
We have reason
I believe. Go ahead, Deuce.
We have reason to believe that they may be trying to push more influence than they are letting on.
What do you
Especially-
and How do you have how how can you what evidence do you have of that?
Rumors of shifting tides of power within the city, rumblings of individuals not enjoying the presence of of undue influence. I'll pull out the book. I'm just gonna read it. The section.
And
No.
she looks at, is this the Deus book?
Yeah, the large ways me some time.
Oh. Ah.
Rumors here of earth or risk. Rumors of ancient times, tremors of ever-shifting power, whispers of strange discoveries beyond the walls. And then he'll go back up. The main reason why we were looking for you is within the readings, it states, still caution remains our constant companion. When rough hands tried to pull Luminostra into the shadows, we answered swiftly, and now we move with sharper eyes, waiting for the next attempt. There will be one. We had not seen you, so we were a bit concerned that perhaps those hands had reached before we could answer.
The Lumi looks at you, looks at the book. The knowledge of the future is a bothersome one, but are you sure? What else it says in the book? Anything else? This says who it is?
Unfortunately not. It's not given a name or a description or anything other than rough hands.
Understood. Yes, how much longer do we want to be here? Do we have, I mean...
Well, that's kind of where I was headed with that.
Because if we protect the nice old potion lady, I mean, sure, we might be able to do that, but we have to leave eventually.
Yeah, and I did explain that to her as well. So we have a couple ideas, a couple options. Breezy brought up the idea of going to see a priestess, I believe. What mentioned her name? Of
Sokotai.
You mean Sokotai? Oh.
Yeah, she's the high priestess of the god of justice. So
well, she'll likely be a...
She may also not want to do with anything outside her temple.
Well, I don't think that would be the... Not necessarily, perhaps. I mean, of all the people in the city, I would be surprised. She seemed like someone who is in favor with our god. At least that was the impression I got from the measure I got from the woman. I think of the likelihood that she is tainted by the house or by the things that are going on in this city, it's fairly low. So if we are to, I think if we were to look for any assistance, the Temple of Usil might be at the place.
And
the another option we have is, I'm not too fond of this one, but it's an option. I go in, tell her that she's not going to raise her prices, then see you later. We walk out the door, we go on about our business. Whatever happens, happens.
I mean, I'll be honest. Not that I wasn't before, but being blunt, I don't care about this woman. She doesn't seem to care about what she does anyway. If she closed shop today, she would be, I bet she would just feel a little bit bothered. To her would be just a bother. It doesn't seem like she wants to do good, but she doesn't care to do good. So, however, it has put us in close contact with the House of Flowers, and we do need to deal with this thread and decide what we want to do with it. Do you, Nero, wish to lose some of your favor with your society or agency, agents, or it seems like she wants us to rid this town of the influence of the House of Flowers. Do we even know how big they are here? And I mean, it is a. You
That's
told us
that's
of
the
only
thing.
2 agents, but what if there are hundreds?
Right.
Do we have
don't
any
know.
information about that?
Right. I don't even know what house they're from, and that's my fault for not asking. But, yeah, I'm kind of with you on this matter. I feel like our best approach is to stand neutral, and maybe not just get involved, but maybe we could do that sanctum trick where everybody's in the
Phantom
sanctum,
trick. Oh, and yes.
and then you guys can just leave whenever, and then or pop out whenever, and I can just maybe I can if you're okay with it, I can hang your sanctum like on my belt or something, or have it in my wrapped around my wrist, whatever, and
You have
then
to be
go
careful
in.
with it, but yes. You. But that. I mean, surely you. I think, regardless of what we decide to do, you have to catch up with your people.
And that's what I mean is you
We
guys
should.
in the sanctum.
Hmm.
I go back, talk to them, and if should things go south, you guys can pop out. We can do whatever we need to do and move on. And if they don't go south, then worst case scenario, I lose some favor with the House of Flowers and we go on, because I was on a hiatus when I found these guys. So
It's
if
understood.
it works, it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
How did you prove to them you were a member of the house?
I didn't actually. They didn't even ask.
Really? The more I learn about the House of Flowers, the more I'm surprised that they're still even in power. It seems so chaotic and unprofessional.
Blame the awesome blossoms for that.
She's just Lumi is like, if I run the House of Flowers, I wouldn't allow any of this to happen.
Well, that's the thing. It's purposely not centralized. There's lots of different.
Yeah, so she understands, she knows, but she's just like, even if Lumi learned one small little cell, you'll be the best cell ever. She nods. It's like we should find as much if we decide.
Hey, Lumi.
To
Can I get an insight check?
Oh, darn. Dun, dun, dun. Insight check. 20. Dirty 20.
You hear a voice in your head. It's your own voice. This isn't anyone influencing you.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity to do exactly that.
He would consider that as a
The House of Azaleas. You're never gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should. Lumi kind of stops. Look at you guys. Well, I don't think it would harm us to find out more information, and if they decide to go against you when they meet you, because what is your? I mean, obviously you have to go back and tell whatever you want to tell about Mr. Madame Yakin. Whether you were able to, either way. It'll be important to learn more as much as we can from this house and see how many. You'll find who they are, what house they're working for, and if there are any other agents and what are their plans in the city. If things go south, yes, I think all of us we can just. she laughs. We can just appear and take them out.
Well, yeah. If they attack you, I mean that's assault. So we could just pop out, restrain them, and then we can call the authorities, and they'll be put in jail.
I worry that the authorities here, Breezy, might be in their pocket. And then again, she stops and it's like,
no.
If I was running, I would make sure to bribe everybody.
If that was the case, they wouldn't need to hire a random stranger to try to increase potion prices by 100%. They could just do it.
True. Well, but we are assuming, what's the word? Competency, and they don't seem to be competent.
Well,
Let's go and find out more. Do you guys want to go and rest in the sanctum for a few hours while Nero goes and does the hard work?
Is
We can
Tomo back
grab a
yet?
few drinks downstairs and bring with us.
I mean, I just okay. I mean, I guess it's fine. Just
Breezy, I feel like I need to inform you that I don't think that these folks are going to be going peacefully, quietly, and I don't think they're going to be restrained. If you catch what I'm trying to say, they're going to try to kill us if it goes that route. They would not give us the peace of mind, I guess is what I'm saying.
well, I mean, I don't think they'll do that, but we'll be in the sanctum just in case.
All right. I appreciate it. Just be prepared for anything. That's all I want to say. Because my experience, the little bit of experience I have with the house, is they don't really do prisoners too often.
Breezy is going to pull out her spell book and start double checking to make sure which spells she has paired. Telekinesis, yep. Hold person, yep. Do I have dominate person? I think that's higher level.
It
Yeah,
is high
90%
level.
like-
Yeah,
Yeah. I think I have. Let's see. Spell book.
I think it's level 6. I don't remember correctly.
Dominate
No,
person level five.
dominate person is level 5. Yeah.
Oh, is there? Yeah, level 5.
Yeah.
That's very nice spell. Love dominate person. It'll be so much easier to get fade deals with dominate person.
Are we gonna go do this now? Because I gotta rearrange some stuff. I gotta prepare some spells.
We can take a minute, or we can take a little bit. We don't have to go right this minute, but we definitely should go before too long.
Where is Jimmy?
Beep
Oh, we
boop,
see
beep
it.
boop. He's in the corner.
He's in a corner. Okay.
Oh, Jimmy. I thought you said Genie.
Jimmy. No, Jimmy. Jimmy. Sorry, my accent. Beep boop, beep boop.
That's a different order. The genie's in.
Yeah. Indeed.
He's rebooting.
He's rebooting. Lumi will go downstairs into the Crimson Lantern, and she wants to buy a few bottles of wine.
Okay.
Not expensive, just like average price
Sure.
wine.
1 gold per bottle. Awesome.
Yeah, okay. So you buy like 3 bottles of wine.
Okay.
Okay. I'll deduct. She will go back to her room.
Yeah.
Know where we all are.
Breezy will start taking a long rest so she can start rearranging her spells. I don't know. She's going to attempt to do that. I don't know if we have enough time.
That's up to you guys.
Wine bottles. I wonder if D&D Beyond has wine bottles as items. It would be nice if it did.
I mean, I think there's wine, and you can just get wine, and then
Sadly,
you notes put just the bottle.
Sadly not. Time to make some special collections for common items that people can just add to their campaigns.
Yep.
This is how, GM Eric's bundle of common items.
Yeah, I wish I could monetize my D&D Beyond stuff because I've got, I think, like 60 pages.
It is such a. Again,
Yeah, we're not going
if
to go.
Lomi was in charge of running D&D Beyond, there will be so many places and people can,
Yeah,
the community
it needs
can
a whole
make money.
competence argument.
Yeah, back to the There's a reason why I made anyway.
Yeah.
I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Okay, cool. If you Eric, so are we gonna take a long rest?
That's the
What time
party.
of the day are we in? Yeah.
It
What do
would
you
be
guys want to
evening
do?
at this point. You guys,
Evening.
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
you guys
it would
got
be
done with the
appropriate.
festival early morning. You did the potion class, and you went to the bookstore. So at least late afternoon at this point.
Nero
Okay.
would like to talk to Tomo, now that he's back, about what his thoughts are on the matter.
Go on, Tomo.
What is it, Nero?
So, you're aware of the situation at hand, right? From what I've told everybody.
with your assignment.
Yes, and with me reapproaching Yekin and essentially coming clean with her. What are your thoughts in terms of how to handle things? I'm more of a standpoint at this point to take it neutral and see where it goes. I don't feel like we should go in and straight up assassinate these people just because one person says they're bad. But that's just my opinion. What are your thoughts?
Well, I suppose it would depend on whether the authorities here, as Breezy mentioned, are trustworthy. Wouldn't be surprised if there's corruption here in Shu. If this organization is illegally trying to push Yekin out, then maybe we could lean on the Justicars, so to speak. But if not, I think it's worth investigating as you see fit, with us in the Sanctum. If things go awry, we can certainly help you out.
All right, then. I feel like that's our best approach at this point is take a neutral standpoint, see how it goes, and if things go south, we do what we need to do and vacate town ASAP, because we don't know how big their presence is here and how or who is corrupt and don't have the time to figure it out either.
I think you're right.
All right. Nero will go find himself his room, I guess, and get ready to take his long rest.
Cool. Anyone else want to do anything before long rest?
I do. Lumi she'll like to learn from the locals of the Crescent Tavern. She will, obviously she doesn't want to be left alone. She probably comes to you, Nero, or to you, Tomo. And she says, I want to learn more about this city. Either of you want to come downstairs with me, have a few drinks, and talk to some of the locals?
Sure.
I
Always
like to
down
learn
gather
about
some local information.
Yeah, I want to know who runs the city, who are the magistrates, if any, and the people there the house would have influence over.
Would you like me to come in disguise or come as myself?
Come as this, guys.
Okay.
You already
do it.
established this. What is the name? What is your
Persona?
name as persona already?
Anti-Narina.
Anti-Narina. We should. Let's just talk about it. That we are traveling, and we wish to establish some trade routes, and we want to know about the local. What do you call government? If whatever they say it here, I want to know what people run this place.
Okay.
Obviously, we're looking to set trade routes and stuff, and wanting to make sure everything's above board and etc. I mean, we need to know who to go and speak to and etc. I want to, well, do some additional gathering of information, and to do that, I need to know a little bit more about the people about these people.
Okay.
Anyway, so Lumi will go downstairs with Auntie Narinda.
Nero will get in disguise and
Can
go
you
with
type
Cody.
in Roll20, the Anti-Narina, please?
Auntie Narinda, yeah.
Just so that we have the exact spelling for everyone's references.
Yeah. Narina.
Thank you.
Okay, Narina. Thank you, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Tomo, are you going with the request? Or are you going to stay up with the nerds?
I think I'll stay with the nerds.
Okay.
Nice.
As Tomo stays with the nerds, Lumi and Nero, or Narina, go downstairs to mingle.
Yeah, to mingle. If you don't, if we to save time and stuff, I think that Lumi would just spend time with Auntie Narina, and she will kind of sit and kind of listen to some of the conversations, and kind of whoever runs the place, she will have a be in conversation with Narina, and she will ask them information. Excuse me, like, can I talk to you about this? And her intent is just to
Well,
learn who's running the
let's not skip
place.
over this because there's a lot of stuff here
Okay.
that would be good for us to explore.
Okay, cool. Just I'm obviously conscious. I don't want to rob too much time of the session.
Yeah, but we need to cover the environment here in order to set the scene, so that's fine.
Okay,
So
no worries.
you're going to be talking to Madame Wren, who is in charge of the Crimson Lantern, and I will go ahead and, at your request, throw this over
Yep.
into the Discord for you.
Thank you.
There's that. As she sits down, she gestures to the bouncer to take care of things as she's going to be talking to you guys. During her conversation, she does watch the various tables around with a practiced eye looking for any cheats or any disturbances that may be going on. But tonight's quiet. She's able to dedicate time to you. When she does talk to you, she meets your gaze confidently as a experienced business owner, but very conversational.
Yeah, Lumi first is like, Madam Wren, I must say first, before anything, is that I really want to thank you for allowing us to use your establishment, and the service has been amazing. I have no complaints whatsoever.
I'm very glad that you are enjoying our accommodations. Is there any problems at all?
No, not at all. No problems at all. Me and Auntie here, we're just discussing about our plans and what we want to do. But I'm wondering, could we trouble you with trouble you with some questions? Would you have some time?
You cannot trouble me. She smiles.
Lumi smiles back. We're merchants. Well, we want to start creating a mercantile route that will likely go through here at Asatoro.
Indeed.
And
what type of products do you trade in?
Herbal, wines, and fabrics that we found in places remote as Nomrat and beyond, towards the shores.
Oh, delightful. Are you going to be expanding eastward or further to the south of Nomrat?
Oh no, not south. I'd rather to stay as far as possible from the barbaric lands of Poland.
That's understandable. They're not safe.
Yeah. No, from what I hear, they really aren't. I took some time to visit the local library, and I learned a lot about the area. I was trying to learn more about the Asotoro and to get a good feel about the route and make sure that I want my business ventures to be safe. If you understand.
So down to business.
Well, a little bit, yes. I do enjoy the area. There's certainly a pleasure is part of it too. But yes, I'm business minded, as you.
So what do you want to know?
Who runs Asotoro? And if I want to make sure everything's above board, and I like to understand the movers and the shakers of this town, and who I would have to, if I have to get any certifications or licenses, and to create or even to rent some warehouse for storage and this sort of things. Who do I have to speak to? As you can tell, I'm not necessarily
the government here is very lax. The primary government of Asatoro, as opposed to the rest of Shu, consists of the Temple of Usul. Their
Oh.
guards and temple guards spread throughout the city and ensure that peace is taken care of for the most part. They are fair, just, and generally good. It is difficult to, she looks around, manipulate things in such a way here in Esatoro, as justice rules this city.
Oh, Doyle rules.
I mean, I met I don't know if you know the lady, but Miss Sokotai,
Everyone
I
knows
believe.
Sakatai. He
Yeah.
is essentially the ruler of the city. He
Oh,
rules
really? Oh
from the
my.
temple as a distant yet nearly dictatorial woman. Fair, though.
Really?
She's not oppressive. She allows commerce to flow. Restrictions and taxes are light. We pay 2% of sales.
Oh, 2%, understood. I really ought to make a note about. I will remember later. Interesting. She seemed such a nice lady when I spoke to her.
Then you've
I
found her on a good day.
Really? Oh my. Well,
Fortunately, here in Esatoro, most days are good days.
oh, that's good to hear. Well, it is fortune then. Lumi looks at Auntie Nerinda. Fortune, we took part of the challenges this morning.
I had heard that some people from out of town had won. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it was really interesting and novel. Me and myself and some of our party, we decided to take part, and we won in yen. I was very happy with that. So we may have gained some favor then with
Indeed.
that is good. Any
It's always fun to have people come to the games. I haven't been myself in many years.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, the games at this time round, they were very fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I can see how it can also be. It's a nice, nice sometimes to court a little bit of danger in kind of entertainment kind of way.
Indeed.
I'm sure that if anything bad were to happen, the people running the event would step in.
They've had to do so in the past.
Is there any other groups and other things, or are there any other trading companies and or merchants that work here? I wouldn't want to step on anybody's toes, if you know what I mean. I'd rather try to understand who are there competition, and
We
you
get
know,
most of our supplies through the Black Dragon Mercantile. It's
Black
a
Dragon.
overseas trading hub. I believe they are based out of Reston. I'm unsure. I don't really investigate, as they simply provide the best deals on products. Most of the goods within this establishment that were not provided by Shu came through the Black Dragon Mercantile.
Oh, Jimmy is talking. Okay. Oh, and is there any specific any local representative of them? Somebody I could speak to if I wanted to.
I can put you in touch with one, yes. And she will write down a name, and I will get that for you here. I have to go and find
Not a problem.
Yep. Cool. I didn't expect us to go into that lore today.
Nah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, Lumi is trying to. She's doing this because she's gonna cry on all of these people.
Okay.
Yeah, and she asked, "How does the whatever person, how do they look like, by the way?" if I were to meet them?
The Black Dragons? Generally well
Pardon?
dressed. The Black Dragon Mercantile?
Yes. I understood that you said a black dragon. I was like,
Oh,
oh
no.
my.
No. The Black Dragon Mercantile. It's
Yeah.
the name of the company, I'm sure.
I understood. Yes. Sorry. It's just that I asked them how they look like, and he said black dragon, and Lobby laughs a little bit.
No.
But don't worry, my mistake.
They generally dress in uniforms, which is quite refreshing. They always wear white or silver, and with green highlights and a black dragon's head in profile.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. And you're grabbing the name, right?
Yeah. And searching for it.
Yeah, no worries. She asks, is that this person are they, are they? She assumes, are they human?
Yes, indeed.
Or all right, okay. And she's basically trying to inquire how they look like, so she can have a kind of.
Trying to look through the text document. It's so long. I haven't gone into the Black Dragon Mercantile in I haven't edited it in 4 years.
Yeah,
Alright,
fair enough. I can
so-
add it to the world
Yep.
bamboo. If you give me all the info, I'll add it later.
So the person's name here in Esotoro is Neris Sableclaw.
There's Sableclaw, and
Yep.
they are human.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
So Lumi would have inquired enough to get a look of it, how they look like, and
Yep.
she kind of understand
She's
who they are.
she's a woman in her 40s. She's dressed always in silver and green with a black dragon's head in profile on her lapel. She is not in charge of the mercantile, but she's in charge
Yeah.
here in Esotoro.
Okay. Yeah, Auntie, do you think there's anything else that we should ask?
Well, yeah, I was actually just waiting for a brief moment to talk because you just asked.
Oh,
me
I'm
all
so
the right
sorry. I
questions.
didn't mean to
It's okay.
to capitalize
okay.
that time here with Ren.
No,
Please,
ma'am. You,
Auntie,
you,
I
you,
defer.
You had it covered up.
I defer to you as always.
Yes, ma'am. So she would lean into what was this woman's name again?
Ren.
Uh,
Madam Ren.
Madam Ren.
Madam Ren, first off, let me say your clothes are absolutely beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous.
Thank you. My mother made them.
And oh, well, your mother must be one heck of a seamstress. She lean in a little closer and kind of whisper and be like, "So I do have a question that's maybe a little odd.
Yes.
Y'all got one of them houses in here around here?
There are
The
many
house of-
houses in Esotoro.
I mean, but of the
Lumi
of the
is not paying attention. She's sipping her drink and kind of looking around. She's acting like she's not paying attention when you
Understood.
to the talking.
I'm particularly talking about one of them House of Flowers places because we've run into organizations like that in other places, and well, that's why we're here. We're trying to get away from them. Y'all got any of them around here?
Indeed. There is a House of Flowers here, but they tend to mind their own business. We pay a protection fee once a month, but that is all.
Do you know which one it is? Because it makes a difference with all of them. They got a bunch of them.
I'm unaware. But they do smell of orchids on a regular basis.
Oh, okay. Well, are they? You said so. They're not very problematic. I mean, they don't rough you up or nothing like that.
Not as long as we pay the protection.
Oh, so they don't really protect you then. They just
Extort.
their protection fees. Yeah, okay. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, well, that's good to know. I do appreciate it. And I'm sorry to be so intrusive. I know you're a very busy businesswoman, but with us trying to get into the trade market here, we just need
It's
to make
not
sure we cover all the
oppressive.
bases.
It's simply an measure of doing business here in Asatoro. They have their fingers in many things.
Do you know what things they might have their fingers in? Just out of curiosity? Because maybe we might try to just avoid them altogether.
I believe they have protection rackets throughout Asatoro. There's nothing that we can do about it. And anytime someone brings it up to the Temple of Usil, they seem to disappear. Both the person doing the reporting and the person receiving the report. So people have learned not to do so. Myself included.
Well.
And so I am a happy businesswoman working as best I can to avoid trouble.
Interesting. Well, that's a smart move, I reckon. Well, I do appreciate your information today with me and my compadre here.
No,
But
what?
I would.
Sorry, I wasn't. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention. Yes.
Yeah, I was just. I was just. I thought we were. I thought we might have been finished. I'm getting a little tired.
Yes. Of course, Auntie. Sorry. How much do I owe you, Madam Ren? And she looks at it like we had a couple of drinks, basically.
Don't worry about it. A pleasure
you
doing
sure?
business with new people in town.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you very much. I will ensure to give plenty of praise for about your establishment and places that we go.
I thank you. We always welcome travelers.
You're very kind. Auntie, should we go back to our room?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. These old bones of mine need to lay down and get some sleep.
Yep. Well, Lumi will get up and
Okay.
follow you upstairs.
And Madame Ren is going to look after you guys as you go upstairs. And then she will walk around the tables as the camera follows her, checking on the various games that are going on. You guys can return to your party upstairs, where we find Jimmerly, his reboot having completed.
What happened?
Well, quite a bit. What happened to you? And she's
I
like,
don't
"Are you
know.
working right?"
I hope so.
Pink, pink.
If I'm not, who's gonna fix me anyway?
Well, we should tell you about what is happening. Do you have a minute?
Well, being that I'm standing here and having only one real future plan, I will say yes.
Indeed. Well, I suppose we still have the deal. We still have the problem with the house.
What about with the house?
You don't know anything about it out of character.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't know anything about it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yes.
So
what should we? What do you want us to do again? She looks
so
at
here-
you. Nero.
Yes. So here's the skinny big man. So while you were gone, I managed to find a contact for the House of Flowers here. And they gave me a job. The job was to try to convince the little old woman that had the potions to basically double the price of her healing potions.
Seems sketchy, but go on.
Yeah. So we tried to persuade her just by methods of talking and found out that the woman's moral compass is 10 times stronger than anything the rest of us had ever encountered for the most part.
You mean it's a normal conscience is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So in fear that I'm afraid that the local house could actually do something bad to her. So I went back after the herbalism alchemy class and dropped my disguise, and I talked to her in person and explained to her what was going on. When I told her who it was, she became very alarmed and asked us to rid Asatoro of them. Now, normally I would take a neutral standpoint in this and say we just I'll go face the music. Maybe you guys hang out in the sanctum. If they try to do something stupid, pop out. We do whatever we got to do, and we get the hell out of town. But in light of recent events, Luminostra and I have collected a little bit more information, and it seems that the Justicar that is basically run by a Sukhothai, your priestess of Usul, keeps everything pretty much in check, except for one thing, and that one thing being when somebody tries to report these individuals to them, not only does the reportee disappear, but the person it was reported to disappears as well.
Well, that makes sense if you think about it. Now follow me here. So, the House of Flowers probably has spies in the Temple of Usul. They find out who did the reporting. Temple of Usul takes care of who was reported, and that's what happens.
Right. So the question
I'm gonna
is,
guess anyway.
no, it's a very, very valid assumption. At this point, I feel like we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. I think our best approach is still to remain neutral. I was leaning towards going to the Temple of Usul, maybe to report, and then just haul ass to hell with them altogether. But now at this point, I feel like, unless you can think of a different idea or maybe a better idea, I feel like I go approach them, the same people, Madame Chiyu is the one in particular, and her little Takata Jiro, little quiet ninja guy, and basically tell them that the woman isn't going to raise her prices, or I could try to lie to them and say she said she would raise her prices, and then we collect our coin and or whatever the favor is, and leave town either way without trying to have a disruption combat of any sort, and then we can just kind of remain neutral and leave.
I mean, there's a number of ways we could do this. Like, you're right in that. We could bait out the spy at the Temple of Usul.
How would we suppose you do? How would you suppose we
Set
do that?
them up to reveal themselves.
Yes, we go in ourselves and report something.
Only one of us need to go, while the others hide in the sanctum.
Stuff like that. And
I could contact Sukhothai and speak to her privately.
I spoke to her earlier. I'm gonna retcon that later, Eric, because I was gonna talk to her before I left.
Yep.
But it kind of hurts to talk right now, so
Yes, sir.
Yep.
we'll follow that one up.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, we have a number of options available to us like that. It just depends what we want to do. I'm not particularly keen on the House of Flowers. It seems like they're the cause of and solution to all the world's problems. So, maybe I shouldn't be that generic about it, but you know, the organization as a whole. So it just really depends. I don't particularly care about you that much. Can't say I'm particularly pleased of innocent people being extorted. But I also know the laws in Shu don't really always favor us, regardless of what our possible, what's what I'm thinking of here, are the results we are looking for.
Well, I can definitely see. This feels like we're going to do one of a couple things here. We're either going to remain neutral and try to get out of here and go on about our business and just try to forget that the Yekin is going to happen, whatever's going to happen, and move on about our business.
Regardless, when they go and browbeat the old lady, she will tell them it was you who told her about them.
Well, I mean, we can always wait for them to go browbeat the old lady, then browbeat them.
Yes, true. We could do that. I meant that if we were to just leave, you say that lose faith, say that you could not get the woman to change her prices, and we leave. The house will still be
Well-
here. They will still do what they want to do, and they will eventually go to the woman and learn it was you.
Well, to
Well,
be fair,
you told them.
I did ask Madame Chiu when I had the initial conversation with her about the job if she knew of her in particular, and she said yes, but she shouldn't. And she said to try not to draw attention to myself. In that matter, sure, I failed. But she already knew about who Madame Chiu was, so I don't think there's any harm in that nature. But
Yeah, understood.
I feel like our best approach right now is to, because if we try to go to the Temple of Usul and out the spy that's in there, so to speak, we're going to end up making an enemy of the House of Flowers that could be forever chasing us. But I mean, they may already be doing that anyhow. We don't know it yet.
I don't want to lose the advantage with them. I'd rather stay ahead of them and not knowing who we are give us the advantage, but I'm not sure how long we can keep that. So now that especially we have made contact with one of their cells.
So perhaps the neutral approach is our best approach.
I suppose neutral. Do we want to question? The others are already or going to sleep, but do we want to read this town under their influence?
Well, I think there's only one way to do that, and if we do that, then word's going to eventually get out that we did it, and then there goes the.
They will know that
advantage.
a group of people did it, yes, but it will certainly put us on their. It will certainly put whatever group that's doing this in their scope.
There's also the other aspect too. We go in there with the advantage of surprise. Go in there and get the jump on them regardless. You guys are in the sanctum, and all they saw was all anybody saw would be Auntie Narina go in the building, Auntie Narina come out of the building, and then go back to the room.
The dead talk, my friend. The dead talk.
Well, let's remember as well, like talking about extorting people, asking them to raise prices isn't illegal. You know, so that's something we have to watch out for in all of this is if we get caught, who actually broke the law.
Makes sense.
I'm beginning to think that maybe we're overthinking this.
Probably.
So let's just go with the approach. You guys hang out in the sanctum. You can listen. I'll bring up my telepathic bond with a few of you guys so you can actually talk to me. And
does he work across the plains?
No.
The sanctum is not necessarily in this plane.
Well, you have to be within a mile of me.
We are not within a mile of you. We can certainly hear you, but not talk to you if we're in the sanctum. Planar boundaries don't really have the concept of miles or distance. It's just not here.
Okay.
Not in this reality, I think. She looks around, trying to think about that. Yeah, we won't be able to speak.
Okay.
That would be a nice spell to be able to speak to someone across planar boundaries. I should look at that. Anyway.
So yeah, so you guys come in with me in the sanctum. I'll have the sanctum hidden in my hand behind my shield, so it's there. But you guys won't really be able to see much at that point, but you'll be able to hear plenty.
Hmm.
And I'll confront Madame Chiyu and Takete, and
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
see what happens.
You want to do so tonight or in the morning?
I feel like we should do it in the morning. That way, everybody can do it in a long rest, and then pass or fail, we can hit the road right afterwards.
Understood.
Right before the long rest, I'm going to cast hold on. Talking's hard.
Especially when you're sick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my throat is not in a happy place. Where is
Yeah,
that meta
frankly,
magic?
you sound like crap.
Yeah, no, I feel like it. So don't worry. I'm gonna cast aid with the thing I can double the duration on.
Very well.
I'll cast level 4 on Nero, myself, and Tomo, and then I'll do level 3 on Breezy, Deuce, and Lumi.
Okay.
So that'll last 16 hours. So it'll be 8 hours after we wake up. Do you still have maximum HP?
Sweet.
What is the level 3
10
max
HP.
10. Okay, thank you. Very nice.
Sweet.
And there's not temp HP, is max HP, which is even better.
I'm sorry, who did you hit with that?
Level 4 for Nero, Tomo, and Jimmy. So 15 for the three of
Thank you.
us, and then 10 for everyone else. That's 16 hours.
Okay.
Very nice.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything before taking their long rest?
I wanna in my room. I will scry on. I will scry on Neris Sableclaw.
All
I
right.
want to see what she's doing.
So, we're gonna say that this is 11 p.m.
The DC, yeah, it's 11 p.m. Will be a DC 19. And in terms of bonus or whatever, I have second-hand information about the target, so she got +5. But I also have likeness, so she's got +3 to the check.
Okay.
So if she gets anything higher than 16, she passes.
She got a 19.
Yeah, so I was not able to catch. So Lumi would have tried her, and she will try. I am going to hear me out, Eric. I'm gonna cast Dream
Okay.
on Sokotai.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the dream I'm going to give Sokotai is a dream of her being in her temple and everything else, and the day will be like a normal day. She's going to hear she's gonna hear somebody, a nondescript person coming in, telling one of her acolytes about this the influence, the House of Flowers, and that they are browbeating people in the streets and stuff. And it's like a typical somebody coming in with a worried about the nefarious things that the house is doing. Lumi, it will nowhere. It's like this is just a very kind of the temple doesn't look correct. It's like it is just like a dream. There's not much. She's not to be seen. Lumi is nowhere to be seen. Nothing. So it'll be just a dream. I want to see her reactions to this person telling them the House of Flowers is mistreating people, and that they are doing this kind of, what's the call? They're forcing people to pay for protection, but the protection is protection from them, not for anybody else. What is Sokotai's reaction to this?
No, this is a dream that you
It
are
is a
giving
dream.
her.
Oh yeah, it's a dream. So it's just She's in the temple, just on like a nice sunny day. One of our acolytes is gonna. It's approached by this person, a nondescriptive person, really from the town, telling them, updating and say, "Oh, Miss Sokotai, you're here. Oh, I have terrible news about it's like this. They're trying to force me to pay for this protection. They already beaten my cousin. I don't know what to do." These sort of things.
Okay.
And I want to
Interesting.
see Sokotai's response to this event. And my intention to the dream is that whatever she does after this, she will the dream will shift into her finding her acolyte missing, and when she looks for the acolyte, eventually she finds him dead, and the person and the person that she finds the acolyte and the person dead. I want to see her reactions on both circumstances. First, I want to see her reaction to the update. What is her reaction?
This is interesting.
It's a dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Her reaction. She's going. So, let's see here. So you're trying to give her an imaginary situation.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
That's the beauty of dreams.
Yeah, I'm trying to read through the spell here because while you are doing this, you are in full control of the dream.
Complete control, yes.
Yeah. So she has no control over the dream at all.
She has no control over the dream at all.
Right. So is she aware that you are doing this?
Not at all.
She
has
aware.
no way of knowing. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
She cannot see me. She doesn't know I'm there. I make the impossible for her to figure out I am the one doing this.
Okay. Okay. So.
If I were to give her a nightmare.
Yeah.
It would only last. I could only tell her 10 words.
Right.
And then she would have a saving throw for the nightmare and have 1 level of exhaustion if she fails. However, I'm not doing that. I'm merely invaded her dreams.
Yeah, I'm
and
trying to understand how we get past the fact that the messenger appears in the target's dream. You're able to alter the spell says.
The
spell says the messenger appears in the target's dream. You can shape the environment, creating landscapes, objects, and other images.
Yeah, but I can shape the environment, the images and everything. The images that she's seeing is of other people. I hide myself in the dream. She won't be able to find me.
All right.
I'm literally inside of one of the pillars, for example. I can see out of the pillar, but she can't see through the pillar.
Interesting. Okay. See,
you know how dreams are as well. It's a little bit confusing and not very clear and everything else. So.
Yeah, this is definitely exploiting the fact that it's a dream instead of being a messenger.
Correct. Yeah.
You're trying to give her a test through the dream as opposed to
very much
delivering a message or converse with her.
That's correct.
All right. Well, she's going to view this as a dream. And,
of course, yeah.
Does she get a wisdom saving throw against this or not? No?
She does not. No.
Okay.
Only if I specifically gave her a nightmare, using the nightmare portion of the spell.
All right.
Which is not what my intent is.
That's not your intent, but instead you're giving her a dream where her acolytes are disappearing And
No, well, not quite. So that's not how the spell works. I
okay,
have to, if I do this, if I wrote the spell as a nightmare, it changes completely the aspect of the spell. I
right.
don't have, I
So
cannot,
you're just giving
I
her a
can only
bad
tell.
dream.
I'm giving her a bad dream. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just giving her a bad dream, giving her basically a test. Just here's a dream. I would like to see your behavior within this scenario.
Okay,
Because the nightmare is actually, I'm giving her a horrible, terrible nightmare that actually has an impact on a mechanical impact in the game, which is is the spell states there's two ways you can use the spell. One is
mm-hmm.
through conversing with the individual, or you don't converse with the individual, you just give them a short 10-word message and a nightmare that they plays the entire night non-stop.
So you're saying that the message you're delivering is that there's a report going out.
Yeah, but the interesting thing, well, the thing is with the spell is that there's no limit on the first part of the spell when you just converse with a person. If I like, I can just spend 8 hours talking to her.
Right.
However, if I want to give her a specific the nightmare, I can only tell her 10
Right.
words, and then she has a terrible nightmare for 8 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're not conversing with her. You're providing her with fictional situations. This isn't a
Correct,
conversation
yes.
at all. What you've done is you've taken the spell and you're changing it from a message to a.
Eric, could be
yeah.
I could
Good.
quite easily just make myself look like the person, and I am the
Okay.
one giving her the information. So all of the
Okay.
people in the dream is me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah. All right. Just had to walk through that. That's okay.
That's fine. It's understood. It's
Okay.
fine.
In that case, she is going to grab her sword and ask you, show me where this is being done.
Okay. And then with the dream, after the dream will shift, it's like almost it will go dark again. And it will be, Sakotai will be in her temple again. And she's looking in, she will be about her looking for her acolyte and the person. And when she goes outside of the temple, behind one of the bushes, she sees her acolyte dead and the person dead.
And she will go and investigate it.
And it looks like the acolyte was killed by a dagger, and so was the other person.
She'll look around for whoever did this.
There's been no one there.
She's pissed.
She is pissed. Okay. Lumi will leave. She'll let the dream go away
Okay.
and let her continue a normal rest.
All right.
After that, yeah, Lumi just like she. To Lumi, this is evidence that indeed Sakotai is not involved in whatever is going on, and that definitely there's something going on in the Temple of Usil that she's not involved in. So she feels a little bit more comfortable if we were to talk to her, and that'll be it. Lumi will go into her sanctum and rest in the sanctum
Okay.
for the night.
Cool. All right. So, anyone else want to do anything before a long rest? No? No. All right. Cool. So you guys go ahead and hit the long rest button and wake up in the morning.
Yes.
Well, Nero would start off with, assuming he's in his own room. Or no, we established that the guys were all in one room.
Right.
Right. So he'll wake up and start kind of rustling around and just kind of wait for everybody else to get up and start prepping himself. Make sure he's gonna be prepared for just here in a little bit, a couple hours.
Okay. So everyone wakes up in the morning. What do you guys want to do this morning?
Breezy will go get some rope. She'll see if she'll ask the innkeeper if she has any spare rope, but she doesn't need a lot, just like several feet.
She will sell you a couple feet of rope for a silver piece.
Thank you. After all, if they attack us, we have to tie them up. So
Indeed.
she is.
Oh.
So that was one silver piece. Also, she'll get breakfast.
Yeah.
She'll get breakfast.
Okay.
Remember to set your max HP again if you click the
Yep.
long rest.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Yeah, good call.
Otherwise, it will it clears it on long rest.
Well, Mr. Tomo, are you ready for this?
Tomo will nod. Yeah, I'm ready.
I will try to take as much of a neutral stance as I can, and I'll be sure to tell Breezy that I may or may not tell some non-truths, just to try to persuade them so we can get out of here.
Breezy, he's warning you that he might lie.
I mean that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, is Breezy in the room with us now?
Well, she went to go eat. She's downstairs. She's
Oh, I guess.
getting breakfast, and she has her spell book out. She's rearranged most of her spells. But yeah, she's like, all right. So, I mean, what happens if you go in there, right, and you're like, I'm not going to do it, and they're just like, okay, and then that's that.
Yeah, then I leave and we go on about our business.
Hopefully that happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's that simple.
All right. Well, where's Lumi? Let's.
Lumia will go downstairs. It's saying good morning to everybody.
Okay.
She's like, are we getting ready already?
Yes, ma'am. I believe we're going to grab some bite to eat and then we're going to head out.
Okay.
Nobody has anything else they need to do in town. Because
No.
we may need to leave shortly after.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be Yeah, I think someone's very correct in that.
Oh, I should check one thing quickly, and Lumi will run to her bedroom.
Okay.
Jimmy would have already talked to Soak to Tie. That's one thing he needs to do. He would have done that before he left earlier. So
Understood.
we'll just go over that later.
Cool.
Lumi will, in her room, she will scry on the boat.
On the boat.
Make sure the boat, on the boat.
Mm.
How is the boat?
The boat is covered with leaves and debris. There's a series of crates that have bumped into it and gotten tangled. There's a net that is torn and dragged around the boat. The boat looks like crap.
Has it been damaged? Then that's what you're saying.
No. It just
When you
got
say
tangled in
look
a whole
like-
bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like all dusty.
Yeah.
Clean it out before we go.
Yeah.
It's
so
floating
Lumi
on a
will-
river. It's docked. Stuff flows down the river, collected around the
Understood.
boat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lumi was just making sure the boat is okay, and she would kind of take half an hour to kind of take a short rest. But before that, she
You can
will
see within
cast-
10 feet of the boat, right?
Not within. I can see. I don't know actually. Let me have a quick look.
Scrying.
I don't know if it's just 10 feet. Blah, blah, blah. You can see within the 10 feet for its duration, so I can only see within 10 feet of the boat. That's right.
There is a young man.
No, wait a minute. The sensor moves with the target,
Uh-huh.
remaining within 10 feet. It's not that I can only see 10
Okay.
feet. I have my full vision. It's just
Gotcha.
that he stays within 10 feet of the target.
Cool.
And the
There's
target
nothing
is a
really to
boat.
note except there's a young man, probably 14, dressed in peasant's clothes, fishing near the boat.
I'll take a good look at that kid. The kid.
He's just a kid fishing.
I understand. Yeah, which is fine.
He's got a cane pole, and he just caught a little bluegill.
Yeah. Is there anything else happens?
Water flows.
Okay, so nothing else
The
happens.
wind blows.
Yeah. I will stop. I will cast my Astral Embrace. That would have been the Astral Gaze as well, and then I'll take a short rest.
Okay.
So I have my protection, my 25 temp HP. And then I will join the guys. So I would have taken like half an hour before
Okay.
I joined you guys again. And I suggest that if we are going now, whoever is going for a ride this is upstairs, so people don't see you coming in.
Yep. So Nero would definitely be like, all right, following you, man.
Who's coming in?
Who's going in
yeah,
the sanctum
Bree-
with Lumi?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Breezy
Go
Breezy will jump in.
Before Deus goes in, he will give Nero a bead of a third level hold person with my arcane beads.
Ooh.
That's
Very
good.
cool.
We know that we've met at least 2 people, so if Deus will say, if things go very badly, use this and it can get at least 2 individuals. Get at most 2
Nice.
individuals. Those that we've
Outstanding.
been familiar
Thank you.
with would be, or at least attempted to be, frozen for a moment to allow us to come out.
It's a great idea. Appreciate
Sure.
that. He'll put it in his pocket.
Cool. Anything
So,
else?
everybody upstairs?
Sounds like yes.
There's nothing else.
All right. Cool. So everyone jumps into the sanctum.
Yep. Jimmy, you coming as well?
Is Jimmy coming to the House of Flowers, or is he going to stay at the temple with Sokotai?
I would think he'd say AFK.
He's AFK at the moment. Okay.
Let's we can retcon
Yeah.
that
If you have
he's in
to.
on that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So-
So everybody, Lumi gives you the necklace, and everybody enters the place.
Cool.
Right.
As they are sucked into this crystal that's in your hand, Nero, for a moment you realize you feel powerful.
Time to go for a ride. Woo!
Better not.
I'm just waiting
Nah,
for
so
Nero
you-
to start spinning the necklace while running. Give you guys the whole
Nah.
carnival ride.
So Nero
Yeah,
would actually
no,
take the sanctum necklace and kind of like wrap it around the wrist that he uses the hand to hold his shield with, so that way it's tied there,
Okay.
not where it can fall off, kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's a little more out of sight than usual.
Do you carry your shield when walking around town?
I do.
Okay. A little weird, but nothing out of the order. Nothing to be concerned about that would drag.
Hey, Auntie Nerina is a careful woman.
Auntie Narina's carrying a shield in town. Is that what we're saying?
Hey, this
Yep.
is a high fantasy. You know, how many people walk around with massive daggers, long swords, short swords? You know, an old lady like that needs to keep herself safe. Surely,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
anything could happen. You know,
Absolutely.
all of these barbarian men could get
Well,
kind
to
of
be
assaulted.
when I put on the disguise, the shield would go away because it's something I'm carrying.
The disguise is something you're carrying. It's not seeming. A disguise is a disguise. There's a difference between. It's like cosplay.
He is casting a spell, Eric.
Oh, you're casting the
I'm talking
spell.
about-
I don't think
Yeah, the
that.
head of
He has the hat of disguise. He can cast
Yeah,
disguise
that
self.
does,
at
that
will,
does
yeah.
a disguise self, not. Let me pull it up. Disguise self. Pulling it up because there's limits. You can change clothing, armor, and belongings to look different. So, what are you carrying instead of a shield? It doesn't make it disappear. It's just disguised as something else.
I'm carrying a pot with a handle on it. Like
Okay.
a mug kind of thing.
Cool. All right. Little cauldron. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are headed off, do you swing your arms with this pot, or do you try to keep it still?
Well, I mean, I would just walk normal, which would
Okay.
have some sort of swinging, but
Understood.
not like I'm not power walking or anything.
Not power walking. So we got the nice lazy boat ride at Six Flags.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there you go.
As the nice lazy boat ride at Six Flags happens to everyone inside the sanctum, Nero heads out into Asatoro.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would say is that the sanctum is not inside the actual
No,
necklace.
But
It
you
is
can see
In the
outside.
ethereal plane. True.
You can see outside, and it looks like
I
this
will
is going
close
on
the
outside.
curtains. It's like, I should ask Jedial to put curtains here. Like, I would just look to the other side. It's a little bit jarring.
Yeah. It's
So
if you ever see one of those video walls, or you go to like Universal Studios and they have that scene where it looks like you're falling, that's what's happening. Is you guys watch this whole thing slide to the side. You don't feel it,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's disturbing.
I now understand why Jedial hates it so much. I mean, Lumi's used to it, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Is Luna used to it? I think this is like only the second or third time she's been in her sanctum while walking.
Yeah, no, I mean the Gallifrey would have the
Yeah,
sanctum,
Gallifrey
so,
would,
but
yeah.
often Gallifrey would pretty,
Yeah.
he has carried it around, so she has experienced this
Yeah.
before. But typically, when she gives the necklace to Gallifrey, the cat will just kind of rest and
Right.
lay. So,
All
there's
right.
the
Breezy,
usual
you were going to say
movement.
something?
she is going to reach into her bag and pull out a dose of blue sood
Okay.
while she's in the sanctum,
Okay.
and she is going to snort it. I know you're supposed to smoke it, but we've
That's a valid
established
thing,
that
Yep.
it can be snorted too.
Yeah.
Breezy, why are you doing drugs in here?
It's sood, okay?
What are you doing?
It's
illegal.
sood.
It's illegal.
What is suit?
It's not illegal in Fluidin, okay?
We're not in
Illegal,
Fluidin.
decriminalized and fluid.
Yeah,
Breezy,
Breezy?
not even in the same plane.
Breezy, can I get you to please roll a Constitution
It's a con
saving
save,
throw?
yeah.
Yep. This is gonna be great right here.
Okay. No, I
Next
no,
year.
Careful,
you know.
Breezy.
Be careful,
You're next,
Breezy.
Jimmy. Ooh. This is the touching the crystal all over again. Let me say.
actually, before I do that, can we a little bit of a little bit of a rec? Can I cast enhance ability on myself before I cast?
If you
before I
choose to do
start
so, I will allow
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
It just
so,
takes that
You
spell
also
slot.
you have Jimmy's aura as well.
Oh yeah, I'm standing next to Jimmy too.
Yeah.
So I have advantage and +5.
Yes.
He's questioning you why you're doing drugs.
Wow. So I rolled a 16.
At 16, this is only the second time you used Sood in the campaign?
Does it last the whole campaign? The enhanced DCs?
The enhanced DCs get stronger depending on how long it takes between them. It's been a while. I think
Yeah,
it's only
the last time she did Sood was back in shortly around we were fighting the Ropers, I
Right.
think.
So
yeah,
2 weeks ago.
yeah, it's been a while.
2 weeks.
But yeah, she rolled a 16, so I don't know.
You're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, it's only blue suit. I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
It's not like Black Star, which is a
Breezy.
thing.
You know,
You're right, Eric. It is a thing because Jamaroli has
Like-
6 doses of it.
yeah. Breezy looks at Jimmy and she's just like, it's, performance enhancers. It lets me manipulate some of the magic. So in this case, if I cast one spell, I can hit 2 people with it instead of 1.
I can do that just naturally, but
Oh, I can do that just naturally.
but if you get caught with that, I'm not protecting you.
Look, okay,
Sad.
just because these weirdos think it's illegal doesn't mean I respect it.
Hold on. I have to ask. Are you saying that the most of this world is weirdos then? Since it's
I mean-
not
Listening to
most
this
places I
carefully.
know of?
I mean, yeah, look. Fluidin is better, and their laws make sense. Like, up here,
Right. Of course they would. Of course they would to you.
the Josephs, like, those,
You're
like,
aware that Fluidin laws don't apply for the entire world, aren't you? That other people
Well,
might
you have
see
to
your laws and think they're barbaric.
well, they're wrong.
And why? What evidence do you have of that?
Hmm?
What evidence do you have of that? How can you prove it? Prove it that they are wrong.
It's morality.
Morality.
Law is essentially more applying force to morality.
It's not
Yeah.
morality at all, as a matter of fact.
No, it is.
It's applying force to whatever someone in charge decides. It has nothing to do with morality directly.
I mean, well, I suppose in an ideal sense, that's what it is. When a society is created, their collective morality is generally transcribed into the law, right? That's why in some places, like, if a father
Let me,
commits a crime, they punish the whole family. But in other places, that's wrong.
So
Law is not morality. Law is downstream from culture, Brizzy. In your culture, this drug might be okay and even a good thing, but on somebody else's culture, they will see that as a horrible thing. So people make laws completely based on culture. So if one were to propagandize Fluidin, it could quite easily change its laws by just changing its culture. Just making that it is actually a bad thing. You shouldn't be doing it. It's nothing about morality. It is just what the culture dictates.
It's applied morality. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
but downstream from culture.
Anyways,
I'm gonna find some law books and I'm gonna question you on them because I know you won't know all the laws. And I'm gonna make you answer which ones are weird or not. And if you say a single one is weird, I'm not believing a single thing you say for the next year.
Breezy, as you're sitting here and thinking about it, you don't have to talk to him. You don't have to tell him about this law. What law is weird in Breezy's head about Fluidin?
let's see. Let me think about this one.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of a funny scenario.
I'm sure there's a weird law here where we live.
Yeah.
and
Well, that's
it
what
never gets
I'm.
enforced.
I mean,
let's-
yeah.
well,
the
like, I'm
laws
trying to
that
apply
allow-
like funny laws I've heard of, but with like magic involved.
Sure.
So she actually knows there is a law that donkeys are not allowed to be bathed in bathtubs, specifically at night. You can do it during the day, but you can't do it during night.
Understood.
And it turns out that there's probably some sort of summoning ritual or something that prevents,
Got it.
but no one remembers what was summoned
Exactly.
or what summoning involved a donkey being bathed in a bathtub at night.
All right.
After sunset. So
This is in her head. She did not bring it up to Jimmy, and she's hoping that he doesn't find that in the law books.
there is a very good reason for almost all of the laws.
Mhm.
Just we just can't remember all of them.
Up to like the law where you can only summon 3 crocodiles in a single week instead of 5 is also really normal.
The great crocodile summoning of 1254 was a national disaster. There's good reason for these laws. These laws are written in blood.
Wow.
I'm sorry. This is getting
This
silly.
is awesome. I love this so much. Meanwhile, outside, you see that Nero is approaching the destination. Is there anything you'd like to do before he arrives?
Because I can't bathe donkeys after 7 p.m., that's why it's good for me to do drugs.
Donkeys? Oh my god. By the gods.
Jim really just looks at you. You don't hear anything out of his voice. He's just like, it's almost like he turned off. He is
Turned
like
off his ears.
He's just so stunlocked. It's like he lost power or something like that as he stares at you.
And that's what we're arguing about the whole time in this sanctum.
So you can't. So what I'm hearing is you can't wash your ass in a tub at nighttime. All right.
That's what I heard.
Exactly. Yep.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
You
I'm
can do
not
it
going to make
broad
the
daylight.
joke. I'm
All
not
right.
going to make the joke. I'm not going to make the joke. Don't have to. You can't make me. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to move forward so I don't get in trouble. You guys,
Not for that.
Nero, you will arrive at the Silent Orchid.
He'll look around, see if he sees either Madame Chiu or Takete, assuming he's not going to see Takete. He'll have to look hard for Takete.
Okay.
So let me do a perception just to see.
Now, are you going inside or are you checking this out from outside?
I'd be in. I would do the same thing I did last time. Just walk in the same door I came in from last time.
Okay.
Got a 20 perception.
20. You can hear someone inside. Now, are you being stealthy or not?
No.
Okay. Then, Madame Chio will come out. Hello.
Chill. Oof.
He will immediately drop his disguise because she knows who he is at this point.
Ah, you've returned. Is it done?
Well, it was not as easy as I expected.
If it was easy,
woman-
I would have sent Takate.
Well, but the woman was very persistent. She did not want to raise her prices, but I feel like I want to ask a couple questions, realistically here. And this is a fallacy on my part for not asking to begin with. But what house do you work for?
She smiles and sits down at the table. Once you sit, we can have a bit of a discussion.
Sure. So he'll sit down.
We serve the Greater House of Flowers. We are associated as an establishment of the House of Orchids.
Orchid.
And he's gonna insight.
We are in charge of establishing the prices to be established here. She's being honest with her words. Okay. However, there's some double meaning going on.
Right, I gathered that.
Yeah. I'm being very particular with the words she's using. So be suspicious of what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm literally giving you, hey, red light, pay attention,
Mm-hmm.
big deal here.
Right.
I don't want it to be, hey, Eric deceived us without telling us. No, I'm deceiving you, and I'm telling you. Okay?
That's why I rolled the insight.
Right, okay. She says, we are associated with the House of Orchid. We are here to ensure that the government of Asatoro complies with the direction that the House of Flowers wishes it to be guided in. Translation, they are actively manipulating the prices and government and trade in Esotoro for their own ends.
Is Lady Valaris aware of what you're doing?
Solaris is aware that we are here. She commissioned the location after all.
Do I need to roll another insight check? Or
You
just gonna
don't. We're
use
going to run with 28. Valaris
Okay.
probably set up this location, but these are rogue agents who are doing their own thing in spite of the orders. There's more going on here than what they were instructed to do. They are taking advantage of the situation for their own benefit.
Gotcha. So,
I'm trying to just... You rolled the 28. I'm going to ride with the
Yeah, no,
28.
you're good. You're good. I'm trying to think about my questions and how to word them correctly.
Yes, sir. I hope I'm being
So
transparent
obviously-
enough for you guys while being deceptive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
totally.
fine. I mean, it's okay.
Okay.
So
You-
obviously you're trying to manipulate the prices for your benefit.
Arrange.
Okay, we'll use arrange the price fluctuation for your benefit. But where do you get the benefit?
For the benefit of
Where-
all people.
Where's the benefit of all people if it's going to cost them more gold?
Remember, we do not care necessarily about Shu in particular, but rather the entirety of Toivoa. By changing the prices here in Esotoro, it will encourage trade to come in and out of the city.
So you don't have any dealings with a local business of any nature?
We have many dealings with many businesses in the city.
So do you have any rival shops with Miss Yekin?
She smiles. Does that matter?
It's just out of
Translation,
curiosity.
yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know which one. It does and it doesn't. It's just out of curiosity for me. I'd like to know what I'm getting into before I get into it. If that
Of
makes
course. But you said you were unable to convince the old hag about changing the price of her healing potions.
sense. No, ma'am. I said she was very persistent and said she was very difficult. See, now I'm deceiving.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So if you're deceiving, let's go ahead and roll that deception.
Let's see, where's it at?
And I will go ahead and set your DC here at a 13.
Yeah.
I think I got that one.
Yep. Just barely.
I had other things prepared if I needed it. That
Yeah.
was good.
Well,
So she no ma'am, like I said before, she was very hard to influence. But she did eventually take the bait, and now I can't guarantee you she's going to keep her prices raised for long, because obviously I will not be here for much longer. However, she did agree to raise them temporarily.
Interesting. Temporarily. Everything is temporary. Do you know how long?
No, ma'am, I did not ask, because when we first conversed, you did not specify amount of time that she had to raise those prices. So therefore, I did not bother to infuse that.
This time I'm going to ask you to roll a perception check. And this is going to be a high check of a 22.
Oh, I'm probably gonna fail that. I
Yeah.
got to max. I got to hit a nat 20.
Okay,
But I guess,
let's see where we're at.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm not gonna do it.
so her stoic face glares at you. That is true. Well, a temporary increase of the potion price will be acceptable for the time being. We will have to convince her more often in order to establish a regular pricing structure. I appreciate your assistance in this matter. Is there
ma'am.
something that the House of Flowers can do for you?
I would say not at the moment, but if there's a token or letter or something that I can take with me that I could use in the future, it would be beneficial, yes.
Ooh, okay. Let's roll a persuasion check here, try to get the best possible reward from her.
Persuasion.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna add one thing to that.
Sure.
I'm gonna add my psionic die.
okay.
Where they at?
As you dig into your brain, trying to get a bit more persuasive here.
Plus a D8.
All right, so
So,
19. She looks at you. Well, we want to make sure that the House of Flowers is represented well. So, and she's going to reach up and take the little brooch out of her hair and hand it to you. It is a small, little gold-plated tin orchid. Just a little barrette. So it's an orchid barrette.
Tin orchid. She's torquid.
It's gold-plated. But yes, it's not a heavy, golden, soft thing. It's gold-plated. The tin allows it to retain its shape. So,
What would you call it? Beret?
I'm sorry?
Nothing. I was
Oh.
thinking out loud. Go ahead.
Understood. She hands it to you. If you give this to another member of the House of Flowers, they will recognize that you have performed a favor for us and will assist you if possible.
I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Uh,
Your assistance in this very minor matter has been greatly appreciated.
please be gentle with the old woman. She's
With your
I don't
insight of a
think she has
28,
much
we're going back to this. With an insight of a 28, this thank you for your assistance in this very minor matter. She's a little pissed. She's going to let this slide for a few days, and then she's going to go back and mess with the woman.
right. And
I'm just giving you what you rolled, okay?
nope. No, that's good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Is there? We are hearing all of this in a sanctum. Do you guys want to roll insight?
If you guys want to roll
try
insights too,
understand?
you can go ahead. The DC you
Yeah.
guys are shooting for in order to read her is a 24.
Yeah,
I can't.
Oh.
I can't
Yeah.
reach that.
Yeah, Breezy can't. She's not good at this kind
Okay.
of stuff.
yeah. Lumi does not get it.
I could have, I didn't roll a 5.
All right.
Yeah, I 5. You know.
So apparently, this double speak and general enigma and plots within plots is going over your compatriots' heads.
He would know. But
After
yeah,
all, the
he-
necklace
he
is in
has-
your hand.
Yeah.
Right. And with
And they
that,
cannot
he
reach
would look
that.
at her. He would look at her and say, "Well, ma'am, all due respect, but I believe our business is concluded, and I'm going to be on my way."
Likewise, I hope to never see you again. She
Feelings
smiles.
quite mutual.
And you realize that this is actually a kind of compliment in the House of Flowers because not seeing an assassin means they're doing a good job.
True. True.
I was thinking a little bit more John Wick like, where like, you know, when they leave, like be seeing
yeah. Yeah, be seeing you is
Yeah.
just like really bad.
Yeah.
I love John Wick and the whole series. It's great. I want to see
Oh, yeah.
Ballerina. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not even sure if it's out yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's out yet. Or
I
has
don't,
it?
think it is, I don't think it is either. But
Yeah.
I just rewatched all the John Wick movies like last week, so
Yeah. All right. So,
Yeah.
do you depart from the House of Orchid and leave them to their schemes?
Yep.
All right. How
when
long
we
does
leave
the sanctum last, Lumi?
8 hours.
Okay. Cool. So,
8
So you-
as you leave the House of Orchid, the Silent Orchid, you head back out into town.
You have your disguise back, right?
Yep. And I would have before we walked out. I would have redisguised as Auntie Narina, and carrying the pot.
Now, do you get disguise self at will? I forget.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. With the hat of disguise, it's at will. Yep.
Cool. So, Angie-Narina walks through the town with her pot.
Yep. He would go back to the Crimson Lantern, go back to the room, and untie the sanctum from his wrist, place it on the bed, and say, "All right, guys, you guys can come on out."
Breezy's looking at Lumi. How do we get out? Do we just jump out the window?
We can all get out.
Breezy's gonna jump out. Well, Breezy's gonna jump out the window.
Breezy,
Just
for a
will
moment, you
if
feel
wanna
yourself
leave.
falling. You can windmill a couple times on the way down before you appear out in the room.
Okay, quick question.
I will.
Is Nero fast enough to catch her?
Oh, Nero,
we
can
don't
I
roll
get
to
a
see.
dexterity saving throw, please, Nero?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good.
For the record, this is just RP.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, yeah, you
Yeah,
catch her.
Good thing.
Yeah, she just, Princess Carrie writes in Nero's hands. Yay!
Oh,
See, look,
easy
no one
there.
got hurt. That turned out great.
I feel
Yeah,
like I need to
so
tell
that-
this I need to tell this Sokotai though.
that's upon you
everybody's out.
yourself, sir.
Lumi gets a necklace back, puts
Okay.
it on,
Sure.
and she I believe Sokotai should learn about this. Yes.
The reason is that if they find, well, I don't know what all happened with all of this. I wasn't a part, but I don't trust that lady's not going to come after us. And when she said, I hope I never see you again, I was taking that in the literal sense of I don't want her to ever have the chance to see us again.
Yeah, let's go tattle.
I don't snitches
I'm a
getting
lot-
stitches.
I'm a lot.
Breezy does not know what that phrase means.
I know.
Because she's a good girl. She's crime is above her head.
She
So
just
she's like,
snorted coke, and she's like, "I'm a good girl."
that's not a crime.
It is.
Making you a good girl.
You gotta
It's all
realize from Breezy's perspective, this is equal to snorting pixie sticks, which is not illegal.
Yeah.
It's just a horrible thing to do, and you should never do that.
I mean, there's places where snorting coke isn't illegal either, but like doesn't mean like okay.
Right?
It's
Just for the
it's a
record,
performance
guys,
enhancement.
never snort pixie sticks. It sucks, but it does give you a sugar rush.
Yeah, I haven't done that in like 30 years. So
Yeah. For
I
those
remember
overseas, pixie sticks are basically flavored sugar.
we did that with my friend and I. We got some Smarties and then we
Oh, yeah.
ground them up and then we did it. Yeah,
Really?
Oh,
yeah. It burns, man. It
Yeah.
hurts.
here's the question I have though for us reporting the Sukatai. Do we want to do it as a group, or do you just want me to do it and I'll take the rap?
No, I think we.
Lumi will go with you.
Because
Lumi wants to go with
Nero would definitely not partake.
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we all go, we can corroborate each other's stories, and I'm sure they're gonna like cast a zone of truth or something.
Yeah, we don't need to. All this have our cast out of truth.
Yeah.
Guys,
What?
there is obviously, well, she stops a little bit. I think Sokotai we can trust, but
Well, yeah.
there might be House of Flowers spies. Likely there will be spies.
Well, that's why I was intending on drawing them out.
I understand.
They're
and I
not
think we
gonna-
can do that.
They're not going to expect. They're going to expect me to be a construct, not
True.
a fully living, whatever I am.
I understand.
Entity.
I just we'll be setting things in motion that we are not gonna be here to see it end.
I mean that's what happens whenever there's always stuff in motion. Lawgivers are always doing stuff against criminals and vice versa, everywhere. So but that doesn't mean we shouldn't report it. We should.
We should. I mean, there's safer ways to report that to her that it doesn't require us to be there physically.
I'm sure there is, but I'd rather just tell her in person.
Yeah, I mean, after all, we did that whole
That's
tournament yesterday. Where it should be pretty easy to get a personal audience with her.
that's more of what I was
Okay.
saying. I'd be willing to go and actually do the talking because they are going to grossly underestimate me probably. And
Understood. Should just for us to keep the pretense as we did before that you are accompanying me. After all, she does believe you to be a construct.
be
I
honest
think
with
you're-
you,
Go.
I think
I
you
would-
think we should just go.
I have no idea what she actually thinks. To be fair,
Well, it's the story that we gave her.
yeah.
Let's do what Breezy said. I
Yeah.
mean, the only thing I would
You can never go wrong doing what I say.
Yes, you can. 100%.
wouldn't it?
I almost don't want to do it now because you suggested it.
Oh my.
Nero would come walking back up to Deuce while this is going on too, and be like, Deuce, I do appreciate the bead from earlier. However, I would like to return it to you. And he would hold out his hand to drop the bead back into his hand.
He'll take it. He'll take it back. There's an
Let's go. You know, we
Everyone's
don't
supposed to
all
be
need to speak to Sokotai. Jimmy, if you like, you can have a private conversation with her.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
So while this is going on, Nero's gonna he's gonna put up his psychic whispers and give it to, because he doesn't know he can't give it to Lumi, but he's gonna try to.
Mm-hmm.
She will feel an intrusion in her mind, not knowing what it is, and you instantly see her like looking around and a little bit worried, and she, unless you say anything, she's going to block it.
Okay.
He would be like, "So I want to do this little feature before you guys go. I don't want to go in with you guys, but I want you guys to have communication with me should you need it. I would like to bring up a telepathic bond with just a few of you for at least a little while."
Well, if you say that ahead of time, Lumi will allow the bond to happen.
Okay. So he would do it to Lumi. I can do it to 4 people. So he'll do Lumi, he'll do Jimmy, he'll do Tomo, and Breezy, because I don't want to get into Deuce and all the crazy voices in his head.
It's Bart. Bart.
Don't know what you're talking about.
And I can do it for 1 hour.
Uh,
And he would up to a mile away, and he'll just kind of hang out, like lingering around different shops and stuff like that while all this is going on.
Cool. So you guys head out into the city of Asatoro to do all this.
To tattle.
That's what we're gonna call
You
it.
seem really excited. It's like you seem really excited to do this.
Nero's-
Breezy.
and
Did you
Nero's got a
often
different
did
disguise.
this in school?
Well, no, but this is like James Bond stuff to her, like
You're right.
criminals and stuff like that. So like, yeah, this is really
And-
cool.
I'm just
Eric,
wondering if
for-
Breezy was like the goody, like the teacher's pet type of thing that would tell off on other people and everything else.
No, she would have been, but she was bullied, so she never found out about other kids doing cool illegal stuff.
Exactly,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
suits.
so-
So you are now I understand why
Well,
you want to do.
No,
suits
she
now.
did know they do sue, but it's like I said, it's not illegal over there.
Cool.
So like it's not something that's noteworthy, but like the cool students would like cheat and stuff like that, but she never found out because no one liked her and no one talked to her and told her that.
Why would she need to cheat when she remembers everything?
Exactly.
Exactly. Unless she's remembering the wrong information.
I mean, but
Anyway.
the books, but yeah.
The books might be wrong.
But yeah, she's gonna be just following Jimmy excitedly.
Yeah.
All right. You saw that? Okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys can go to the Temple of Usul. As you guys arrive, it's bustling today. There's a lot of people here. Apparently, the popularity of the festivities yesterday really drove attendance. As you arrive, Sokotai will greet you. as familiar faces that she's friendly with.
Hi, Sokotai.
Look, the champions! They return! And everyone starts bustling around you and forming a throng. People start asking for autographs and generally cheering for you.
Oh, well, Breezy will sign some autographs.
Okay. How does she sign them?
Brizanthria Alma here, yeah.
Full name? Understood.
Yeah, full name, yeah.
I love it so much. Meanwhile, the moment she does this, I know that there's going to be this pucker factor from Lumi.
Yes, Lumi would never give any item, her name, or anything to allow any sort of esoteric tag lock can be done to her. She would just thank people, but not give autographs or give anything.
Oh, you want to vial my blood? Sure, here you go. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So nope.
All right. So yeah, for the next 30, 40 minutes, people are coming up to you, and you are minor celebrities today.
Since Roy is only a construct, and they probably don't bother him as much.
They don't bother him at all,
real.
other than just to kind of like stand next to him and have someone draw a sketch real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna lean in towards Sokotai, and very, very under his breath go, "We have a sensitive matter that we need to discuss in private."
Please roll your stealth check.
Oh, I had the stream muted the whole time. God
By the way, generally, while you're doing this, people are not asking for permission as they are going to be touching you. This is a no consent for touching thing. They don't view you as a person.
View as an object, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Roy's a little used to that, so he's like,
stealth,
that was a good setup.
yeah, with
That
the
was a
stealth
good
of
roll.
19, yeah, you're able to communicate with Sokotai, no problem. No one else is going to hear you. It's not like, hey, we're going to try to investigate this or be super perceptive. So, no, you get your message across, no sweat.
And he's not trying to do anything like rush anyone or anything like that.
Right.
He's trying to be pretty low key about it. Like, they're drawing on him, and he just kind of slowly leans in a little bit,
Yep. As you guys are standing here with your passive perception, you do see a couple of little kids drawing on the back of Jimmy's thighs with chalk.
Seeing Jimmy and thinking that this is a good idea. Oh, maybe Breezy's gonna try to provide a distraction for him.
Okay.
So she'll start using prestidigitation, and she'll start launching some fireballs or snowballs into the air like she did during the arena fight.
The kids are distracted and are no longer messing with Jimmy.
Yeah, just to distract the whole crowd, so Jimmy can talk to Sokotai.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so Jimmy, are you going to sneak away with her?
That's the plan, yeah.
Okay, I'll say we'll slide that 19 forward, and you can draw her away.
And so,
I will roll that.
what do I have any?
Can I help you?
I kind of pause this for a moment. He's still keeping his comments low.
I find it
There is-
strange to be talking to a hunk of metal.
Well, I can't help you with that one, unfortunately. I am indeed a hunk of metal now. But,
It is the muscles that make you look hunky.
well, I've always had muscle. I just didn't quite have metal muscles until not long ago. It's
Been pumping iron.
it's a weird life.
Pumping iron, yep.
Yeah. I wanted to let you know that the House of Flowers has a operation in a tea house here, and they're working on manipulating the government and the shops to their trade advantages.
We are aware. Unfortunately, they are a very strong organization within Asatoro. We've been unable to root them out. Beneath the establishment that they house as a front, we have discovered that there is an entire base beneath the structure. We sent various soldiers there to rid the house of its various constituents, and they do not return.
Well, from what I've heard, everyone who reports things to you also does not return. So
Indeed. They are quite influential and powerful. If it was up to me, Usul's might would smite the structure and burn it to the ground. We
Jimmy
have
kind of,
even
he looks
attempted arson before.
he looks at towards the building. Is like, yeah, don't think I'm quite that strong yet.
The structure beneath the building we believe to be extensive. However, we have no evidence of what lies down there. I appreciate you bringing this to my attention, and your
Also-
discretion in doing so.
I also expect them to extort the old potion lady, at some point in the near future. If you want to keep an eye on that, that's what they had apparently requested, something to do with her. I didn't catch all of it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about that. Short of keeping a guard next to every person within the city at all times, we cannot protect everyone.
No, trust me, I understand that a little too well. He kind of sighs a little bit. He's like, well, we're probably going to be leaving soon, but I just want to make sure that you knew, because, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of them.
I understand. As a question, if you will indulge me.
Gladly.
I saw you in front of the image of Usul earlier, swearing an oath to his service. What oath did you swear?
What oath am I? Hold on a minute. I believe I'm Oath of Redemption, but to check real quick. It's been
Okay.
a little while since I looked at this one. It's a Paladin. I'm pretty sure I'm Redemption. Yes.
Okay.
So
Oath
wait,
of
no,
Redemption.
that's not the right one. I think it's Devotion. Sorry, yeah, I'm Oath of Devotion.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
Well, he's devoted to law and order.
Right.
That's why. Yeah, that's the part of it.
Ooh, okay.
Well, law and order in his case, but
Yeah. Would generally, and this is up to you, I'm not going to force the issue. Based off of this oath and seeing this situation, would Jim really feel an obligation to oppose the House of Flowers in this city?
generally speaking, yes. But at the same time, he'd need proof that they actually broke the law. Everything right now has been words,
Okay.
and there's been no actual proof. Plus, on top of the fact that he's male, he doesn't
Okay.
have the authority to actually do any of that.
That's
So
valid.
he's kind of put in a tough place, which is why he felt he needed to talk to Sokatai
Okay.
and do what he could at the very least.
Right.
And if he caught them doing something, he'd probably crush their skulls
Okay.
and send them to hell.
Do you still see yourself as male? Even though
Jimmy doesn't-
Warforged has no gender?
They kind of do, but Jimmy doesn't know. So like he doesn't really understand what he is. Like he doesn't really think he's male, but he doesn't think he's not male.
I mean,
So he's not.
I mean that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
his gender is male, but he's literally asexual because I'm pretty sure he has nothing down there.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, you don't have.
Has anyone
anything.
checked?
Jimmy
Well,
did check.
I would
Well, I'm
not.
just going that's true. Jimmy doesn't
PG-13,
know.
PG-13.
He wasn't like, hey, let me put on some Warforged adult imagery here and see what happens. You know?
Please, no.
Yeah. Jimmy doesn't know.
Tumblr. This is Tumblr all over again.
Oh, God.
But Jimmy goes, I made an oath to Usul to uphold law and order to the best of my abilities, as I was once a lawyer myself, trying to protect those who are weak. I I felt a resonance when I prayed to the statue that I hadn't ever felt before.
Do you believe that resonance is because you were made of metal?
No, I don't think so. I felt it way inside of me, like, I guess where my heart might be if I had a heart. Well, you know, a flesh heart.
Yes. Well, we will do what we can. We must protect those that we can, and we must do what is right and just.
I agree 100%, but as a, well, I'm gonna guess here I'd be considered either a male or a slave in general. So I'm curious. I didn't want to push my own.
I would call you a tool to be utilized.
Well, that's close enough to how I was before, but I didn't want to push my luck and, you know, bashing in both their skulls and leaving them sitting on the floor of their tea shop. That generally ends poorly.
You have done much for the Temple of Usul. Your victory yesterday has brought in more worshippers. I do not wish to place an obligation upon you, but I would ask, if we called for help against the House of Flowers, would you answer?
I will answer the call of help for anyone who preys upon the weak.
She nods. Then maybe sometime in the future, when we have more information, we may call upon you.
You're more than welcome to call upon me. It's like, I realize I've not actually given you my name.
It does not matter.
He kind of chuckles a little bit under his breath and he goes, well, if you say so.
Those who do justice and their actions are what matter. Names are simply identifiers for praise and accolades. Doing what is right without recognition is the ultimate form of integrity.
You see, Jamoy kind of makes a weird face and he's like, I wish you would have told that to everyone else in Shu the last few years.
I have been telling everyone in Asatoro, which is why the city of Garden Soil has no influence here. We hold against them and the Church of MKL as best we can.
Yeah, we ran into a few of those a month or two back. They were attacking a druid grove and we helped protect it.
Be aware, the Church of Usul is strong here and in other cities, but not in Shu in general. When you leave this place, carrying the holy symbol of our God, you will be persecuted by others.
I spent years being persecuted here. It means nothing to me.
She nods. Then go with Usul's grace. Go with his might and spread justice through the strength of your hammer. She smiles.
Nods, and he goes, gladly. One last question. I'm gonna pull up the conversation I would have had this morning before I left.
I do not believe you at all.
Well, then I'm glad to do it.
No, that this will be your last question.
Oh, I mean, probably not in total, but for right now. He pulls out the hammer of Usul he has, and then he pulls out his Hellfire Maul. He's holding each one in the hand.
Okay.
And he goes, delivering justice is... He kind of pauses for a moment and goes, I debate whether it's terrible or glorious on a daily basis. Having to stain oneself to remove an injustice from the world, while good, it also darkens your soul. He goes, I have a hammer used to punish the wicked, to send them truly where they belong. He points to the Hellfire Mall. What I do not have is one for those who do not deserve hell, who may have been caught up in a bad situation, been manipulated, abused, and those people, why I may have to do things I would not want to in other circumstances. I would like to send their soul somewhere more glorious. So my question is, could you give me guidance on how I could grace this hammer with Usul's blessing?
He looks at you. Come with me.
Jimmerly will put his hammers back behind his belt and follow her.
All right.
You hear the clang, clang, clang of his giant feet.
You guys all see Jimmerly heading up into the temple with Sukhothai.
Mm-hmm.
You're still dealing with the crowd, or do you want to follow?
Oh yeah, Breezy's is providing the distractions, so she's every now and then there's like a window shattering or window shaking explosion as she's sending up various kinds of fireballs into the air,
Understood.
like snowballs,
Yeah.
lightning balls,
Thunder.
things like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Lumi will walk around the temple and try to get a good look on every temple of Yusil acolyte.
Okay. You're going to have
She'll
a hard
tell
time. There's a
everybody
lot
that
of them.
That's fine.
Yep.
She will keep an eye. She'll look at all of them.
Cool.
She'll count them.
Nero, what are you doing?
Nero stood outside. He stayed outside and was like basically just staying within a mile. He disguised himself as just a random Hueyan looking woman carrying a flower pot, and
Gotcha.
he's just kind of hanging out and being there if he needs it.
All right.
Yeah,
Tomo?
Lumi will ask
Go ahead.
Jimmy. Oh, sorry. Go on, Tomo.
Yeah.
Tomo had to step away. I think.
Tomo stepped away. Okay, go ahead.
He's
back.
back. He's back. He's back.
Yep, just got back.
Tomo, what are you doing during this time? Jimmerly's about to go into the Temple of Usul with Sukhothai.
Is it assumed that they're supposed to be like a private matter, or
That's up to you.
Yes, you can ask him. You're connected psychically with him.
Yeah, you're probably out in the crowd getting bothered for autographs and stuff like that, and then you saw Jimmy kind of whisper to Sukhothai a little bit, and then they walked off and they had a small conversation, and then they're walking away.
Okay. So Tomo would be signing some autographs and keeping Breezy from getting swarmed.
Okay.
So, question with the telepathic bond, does that mean that? I'm assuming it means they can talk to me, but not that they can talk to each other.
So what we've
That's up to
done is
you.
it's like technically by the mechanic, they can only talk to you, and you can talk to anyone that they have. We kind of made it open just for the ease of communication, and just assumed that Amer was passing messages back and forth. That's how we did it before, but mechanically it's a 1-to-1.
Okay. All right, then that's fine. That's we'll just, since you guys have already kind of set that establishment, we'll just do the same thing.
Are you cool with that?
I'll be like
relaying everything
yeah.
through your head?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I can be the go-between.
Only
that's fine.
problem is if you ever do this with Amer, you instantly get a headache.
Yes. Because Amer sings trashy pop songs in your head, and he will do it for hours nonstop where you cannot shut him out. Have fun.
Valid.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I'm gonna keep an eye of any acolyte that seems to go inside the temple, following them.
Sure. A
Okay.
couple
Good
do,
idea.
but it's not necessarily following them. It's just, doing their normal thing.
Good enough.
Okay. So, as they go in, you are going to go up to the image of Usul. Sukhothai walks directly up to it and gestures for you to place the maul in front of the image here.
Jimmy does that. He reaches behind his back, pulls out that maul, And he kneels down on one knee as well while he sets it down in front of him, almost like an offering.
Okay. All right. So she steps forward, almost to herself. You were made to destroy. Shaped in malice, tempered by pain. I can feel the screams trapped in your metal as she brushes it with her fingertips. The fire still writhes like a chained beast. You will change in Usil's light. You watch as her fingers brush the dark metal of the Hellfire Maul.
It's the Hammer of Usil.
Do you have the Hammer of Usil as well?
Yeah, the Hammer of Usil is the one he sat down.
Okay.
He's keeping the Hellfire Maul. He wants to infuse the Hammer of Usil to be the opposite version of the Hellfire Maul.
So she's looking for you to put the Hellfire Maul down as well.
Okay. He does.
Okay. She says that to the Hellfire Maul. The Hammer of Usil is sitting there mundane. She raises her eyes to the eastern sky and to the sun that drifts behind a cloud for a moment and then comes shining out into the temple. Her voice strengthens, becoming prayer and command. Usil, bright father, steadfast light, lord of right action, I call to you not as your servant, but as a daughter of yours. Let your flame meet this twisted blaze. Let your justice tame its fury. Let this weapon be purged and the power reborn under your gaze. She lifts the Hellfire Maul with both hands. It's an effort for her, just a little one, and holds it skywards. The red heat flickers against her skin, and her red and gold robes with sunburst embroidery billow in a sudden hot wind. I do not fear the dark, for I carry the sun. This maul, once steeped in cruelty, shall be destroyed and become a symbol of retribution. I name you now Taiyo no Tetsui, the sun's hammer, and she smashes the Hellfire Maul against the Maul of Usil. You will burn no more for hate. As she bashes it a second time, you watch as the Hammer of Usil does not bounce, but rather the power of the Hellfire Maul begins to channel downwards into the Hammer of Usil. From this day forward, you burn only for justice. And she slams the maul down upon the Hammer of Usil. The hellfire erupts upward, but is no longer red. A blinding column of white gold flame engulfs the weapon. The shrieks trapped inside the Hellfire Maul are silenced. And when the fire fades, there's nothing left except for the silver gold, radiant, warm with divine purpose. The Hammer of Usil, the sun's hammer, Taiyo no Tetsui, sits before the image of Usil, and light dances across her cheeks as she smiles. It is done. She turns to you. Take it and deliver justice to those who need it.
Jimroy he's not going to say his name just simply because of what Sokatai said earlier. He goes, he looks at the statue, goes, I, your servant, shall deliver your justice. And he picks up the hammer as he stands up.
Okay, awesome. As you pick it up, you are going to be gaining this hammer. I'm almost done with it. I just need to finish up a detail here, and we will get that given to you here in just a few moments.
I can actually talk now a little bit. It's nice.
She looks at you. Wield it well, warrior of justice. And she will give you a little bow.
Jim Roy bows back and he goes, I will not disgrace Uso.
And you know you are dismissed as she turns her back to you and begins to pray.
And Jim Roy will he'll turn his back to her and walk away, and he'll keep he's got his head up high. And he's the silent clang of his feet as it hits the ground as he walks out.
Awesome. You can return to your friends.
And then he immediately sees Breezy acting like that in his eyes.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He just sees that, and he's like, and he kind of starts walking slightly slower back to the group, like you see your kid doing something, and you're just like, I don't want to be a part of this, and there's like the ever slow prodding footsteps.
And that's why you shouldn't bathe donkeys after midnight.
Are you doing this as your high suit?
I mean, at one point, yeah, she probably would have used it to twin a fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Just for impressiveness sake, she would have twinned a 5th level fireball just to make as big a booms as she can.
Yep.
Yeah. So just like with 2 finger guns in the air, bam, bam, and then just they both go off. She's just being a little attention seeker for the crowd.
Awesome.
Jim Roy will sigh and be like, you do really like entertaining the crowd more than probably anything else that I've seen you do.
I mean, she's too busy listening to the adoring cheers of her fans.
Jimmy will look at Tomo. Deuce, did you come along for this, or did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, I don't know if you wouldn't. He goes,
Where is Deuce at
Flips
the moment
back,
then?
But he's still dumb as rocks, so.
Where is Deuce then?
Deus is probably just back up in his room.
Just back up in his room? Sleeping in or something?
He did finally eat for the first time, in days.
I had that kebab last night. Actually,
It was free food. He probably had way more than one kebab.
oh, Deus definitely had at least like 3 kebabs.
All right.
But, Deus would not want to go out by himself. Deus would stay in his room, not sleeping, but just writing out some research.
Are we?
Understood.
Are you in the telepathic bond thing?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I can only do 4 right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Proficiency modifier.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. So, do you guys want to return to the Crimson Lantern, or are you guys going to sit here enjoying the festivities?
Jimmy's gonna say, he's gonna be like, in his best peon voice, job's done.
Anything we need to know?
Zug zug. He's looking at you like, I'm not telling
Oh
you.
yeah,
about
we are not.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without what? Sorry. Yeah. We
He's
will
not telling you
yeah.
we're in the middle of public.
No,
So,
of course no. I
yeah.
forgot where we were. Okay, cool. We can leave then.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Everyone cheers as you head out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, right. We got to talk to Sokotai. I forgot.
We literally.
The party is ushering you away after you've left.
Yeah.
Already took care of that, mister.
Jim really flicks her ear with one of his big metal fingers.
Ow.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah. It's like, I took care of it already.
Yeah,
If you weren't so busy grandstanding, you'd seen that.
I did see it. I just thought, I'd talk to her in person too,
Well,
But it's fine.
You gotta stop grandstanding.
But they
Yeah,
loved me.
You gotta have priorities, then you miss out.
But they were cheering for me. They wanted to see more.
Then that's what your priority was, and that was what was most important to you, Breezy.
Also, hopefully we don't have to get in a fight because I'm out of spells.
No spell slots. That's what I was just thinking.
I hope so as well.
Swap out the wizards.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, all her third and above spell slots she spent on flashy explosions.
It's not a problem.
How to drain the wizards without combat. Let them show off.
When we get everyone back together, I do have some stuff to bring up.
All right, let's go. Giddy up.
We go
All right.
back.
So, is there anything you guys want to do before re-arriving at the Crimson Lantern?
No.
No.
What
All right.
about Jimmy?
Before they get back,
Yes.
Dave's will cast Sending,
Okay.
and he is gonna contact his old buddy Mortz again. He's just gonna
God.
try and
Oh,
contact him.
so good.
I'm gonna cast sending on myself.
Yeah, I'm sending reminder for 15 years from now.
We are not pulling a Bill and Ted here, guys.
Yeah. No.
Dude. All right. How are you excellent to yourself?
I will
These water
send.
givers are-
The more I learn, the more I'm confused. I know you have your secrets, but could you at least tell me what your motives are? Send. That's 25.
Ooh. It's interesting. Goodness. What did he respond? Let's roll a persuasion check. Let's see what we get.
Persuasion +1. 15.
15. Okay. 15. Mortsu said would respond with this. And do you want me to say it out loud or do you want to keep it private?
You can say it out loud.
Okay.
Fine.
My motive is to have the power to set the world right as I believe it should be.
Okay. Dave's will kind of sit down on one of the beds and just kind of lie back. Just kind of let that sink in. And then, right when he hears like the door opening for everyone coming back, he'll kind of sit up and fix himself.
All right. You hear the footsteps come to the door. The party arrives.
You should have come with us, Deus. People were asking for our autographs.
I'm not so sure I would have had a warm embrace from the crowd.
Oh, well, there's lots of people who like the jerks.
What? He's oh,
It is all right.
it was like this all
I'm
day.
glad you had
A good time.
Oh, right. Jimmy wants to talk to us about some secret stuff.
All right, everyone gather in.
We'll go up to our room.
Yep. You're there.
The safest, most private area in all of Asatoro.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna roll perception. Not that I'm really good at it, but I'm gonna look around just to see if I can see anything.
Okay. You look around, you see the room. Looks fine. It's a little disheveled. The bed has been laid on, but, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's how it stands. Sokotai is very aware of the tea house and of what's going on. Apparently, there's also quite a large underground to it. And she said everyone she sent there has perished. And she's also aware that everyone who reports it ends up dead because of the reach that the House of Flowers has. So I'm gonna guess she's aware that there's some sort of spy or some other means of listening in there. She did also ask that if I were to help rid the city of the House of Flowers, if I would, and given their intentions so far, I have agreed because they are not providing anything useful to those who actually deserve it. The regular citizens, the weak. So that's not a tomorrow thing, that's a sometime in the future thing. But just so you're aware, Nero.
Yeah, it's understood.
Is Blockit aware of? Is this under direct instructions from Blockit that they are doing this?
Well, Blorkit is not the head of the house, but the vibe that I got is that Lady Valeris, who is head of the house, is aware that they're here, but not necessarily as to what their dealings are. All of them, at least.
What do you mean? You mean they doing some extracurricular activity?
Exactly.
Hmm.
They're freelancing, if you will.
Well, we may not have the time to do this, but does not mean that we can't influence things that we are unable to influence things even from afar. I heard that the lady, what is her name again? The Miss Chio?
Yes,
She gave you something.
she did. She gave me a beret.
May I
that's
have a look?
symbol. Sure. He'll pull it out of his bag and show it to you.
And I am going to look at it, and I want to see if I can find any piece of her hair in it.
No, you will not find any hairs in it.
Nothing.
No.
Okay. Well, she wore this. It was one of her possessions.
It
I
was.
Can use it
It's
to...
not anymore. It is now his possession. Just because something belonged to someone at one point doesn't make it their possession forever. That's absolutely a thing. Otherwise,
no, I'm not saying that's an absolute. I'm not disagreeing that's absolute thing. But then possessions would never ever work otherwise. Because what I understand, you're trying to stop me from being able to scry on this woman, which is fine. But you right now, any possession that it will just mute the spell. It will make completely the ability to use other possessions useless.
No, because she gave it willingly. Like she handed it over to him. It became his token.
But that's not how it works. There's no wording that says that if the item is given willingly, there's no longer the possession.
So how would you like to balance it?
So if we want to say that that's the case, then I will have no problem with it. It's just that all I want is us to be consistent, because I have been able to use items before and we never had to deal with this.
Right, but in this case, this is something that she's actively given away. She's transferred ownership to him.
That's fine. If that's going to be the case, and that we're going to do that, then going forward, I'm okay with this rule. You obviously make it a little bit more complicated. I have to do extra steps to get things from other people. That's fine. But it does limit the spell in a way that was intended.
Okay. How would you have done it otherwise?
The item still, it was within her possession, a possession that she had. I think it's fine. It's if you want to limit it this way, though, it's okay.
Okay.
It is. I just all I'm saying is that I don't. I want consistency. That's
Right.
all. I don't want to be a.
I understand.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Just consistency. I don't. It's like
Yeah.
I don't feel there's a problem with this. If they want to limit this, that's fine.
Okay.
And it's just the obviously it's something that she was wearing in her head.
Mm-hmm.
And that she took it off.
Right.
I understand she might. I don't know what it's like. It just seems odd that somebody who. It's fine.
If you want to do it today, I'm cool with it doing it today. But beyond today, it makes sense that it would be Nero's. Does that make sense?
No, I understand. Yeah, no, we don't have to do this. I'm fine that she given if we have to steal shit from people from now on. But then what is the difference between something that is stolen and somebody that was we can say there is somebody willingly giving something to somebody then changes the nature
Because
of the object.
it's not their possession anymore.
Which is fine.
Property,
yeah. That's fine. And so that as long as to me, as long as if I understand how things work, then I can work within those rules.
Yep.
I just don't want to, I have used a spell and used stuff from other people before, and it worked just fine.
Yep.
And it just happened to this moment you can't do it because, well, okay, she's an important NPC and you don't want me to use it. And I was saying that you're doing that. I just don't want it to be the case. That I feel it would be. To me, seems like unfair.
Understood.
But I know that you're not doing that. I'm just saying. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, then I wouldn't have mentioned anything. If Lumi know this rule, she
I don't think she would recognize that it was given unless he literally said it was given to him.
Well, we saw the whole exchange.
That's true. You did see the whole exchange. So yeah, you would know that. Yeah. So okay. I'm sorry. Just jumping through the hoops, guys.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter if she believes it's her possession or not.
Right.
It just all it means. It changes the. So I seen her firsthand.
Yes, you have seen her. Yep.
So I have seen her anyway. So I can scry on her with it or without it. It's just doesn't mean it doesn't actually matter.
Yep. Oh, good. And you can always draw a picture of her.
Yeah. I can. I could ask Tomo to do it, in fact.
Tomo's actually better than you are. We've established that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Tomo's a pretty good artist. Every time we've had Tomo do a painting, he's just rolled out the wazoo for it.
I agree.
So
my intent was to tell you guys that I can continue scrying on her. She's obviously has access to the underground stuff, and any information I find, you guys can send it to Sokotai.
If I could, I'd need to get the spell for that or a spell scroll to cast it.
We have been able to. We have ways to contact her, surely.
I don't have sending.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, as you guys sit here, what else would you like to do today? It's currently 2:00 in the afternoon, after you've recollected with our friend Deus.
I think we done. Must have we done everything we need to do here?
I don't think so. No, we should go.
You mean we have done everything we need to do here?
Yes, I believe so. Have we, Nero?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, we've touched all the bases. We've restocked,
and we didn't get arrested.
Not yet, but we ain't in the boat yet.
Yep. All right, ready to depart?
I believe so.
Awesome. So as you guys head through the town, can I get a perception check from everyone as you guys are traveling for the first time in a couple of days as a full party?
I got a good one on that one.
Excellent.
Excuse me.
Wow. Jimmerly and Tomo are on watch. Apparently the muscles today have the eyes. So the two of you are going to watch as several people are going to be following you from a distance. There's a group of easily 10 people. They're following about 50 feet behind you.
We got company, boys and girls. And
We do.
neither. Yeah, there's
Huh?
like 10 people or so following us. I would guess House of Flowers. Just making an assumption there that I don't actually know.
You
You want to
catch a
ignore
glint
them?
of them whispering behind stalls. They're, every time you look in their direction, they hide.
I don't really want to bring them back to the boat. You know, we should probably deal with them before that.
We
Let's go-
probably don't want to do it within the city limits.
How far out from the city are we, Eric?
If you guys would like to leave the city, you can. The boat
I didn't know
is
if we-
30 minutes outside the city by walking.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were still in the scene there following us on the street or...
They're currently in the city, following you in the street. Do you guys wish to
Okay.
leave the city itself?
I'd rather not
Seems like
cause an issue here.
Deals. Oh
Yep.
no, it might not be sufficient. We could. I don't know if we have enough. Breezy, are you able to dimension door?
I mean, I
You're
could
not
have.
able to use all your spells doing those. Ah!
I could have, but you know, I was doing all the fireballs.
Yeah, you were.
I had to upcast fireball a bunch of times to make them really big.
I understand.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you understand, Lumi? Because if you do, I think you're the only one who does.
Yeah. Okay. We could have just. Never mind. Why don't. Well, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I think we should walk them outside, go,
I
you
mean,
know,
we'll
outside
just-
of the range of the guards, and
We'll just get in our boat and we'll sail down the river. How far are they going to follow? Are they going to follow us on a boat outside of the city?
I don't want them to know we have a boat.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just a boat. They don't know
Well,
it can fly.
I mean, they'll know we have a boat in general, though. If
I
they're
mean,
coming
yeah.
after us, I'd rather
We
them
came
not
in.
know. They don't know we
came in
came in
a
on a boat. They don't know that. We need to make sure that we give them as little information as possible if they're hostile to us. I know that's the exact opposite of how you like to live your life, but we should probably consider that.
Okay, then we just give them the slip.
Definitely try that. I thought we'd just walk, you know, outside of the view of the guards, and I'd stand in the road and pummel them to death. If they
I like
choose to be
that.
hostile.
What?
I don't.
Don't be
Fighting in the
don't
middle
be
of the
silly. You
streets is a bad
can't
idea.
pummel anyone to death. That's silly.
What do you mean?
You
I
just-
can't pummel?
All they're doing is following us. That's not illegal.
What I'm saying, I'm going to find out what their plan is here.
Oh, well, that's
And-
different than
and-
pummeling somebody to death.
I'm just assuming they're going to be hostile. I'm not just going to walk up and smash their face in. More than likely.
All right. Well, how are we going to do that? I mean, they're not getting close to us.
Well, they will eventually. If we
Just
say
keep walking
stop.
to the boat.
Uh,
Keep walking towards the boat at least. Get out of town.
if they were just trying to figure out what we were doing and where we were going, they wouldn't send 10 people who are basically ducking their head and hiding in the crowd every time I turn my head around.
For all we know, they just might be fans. They're too nervous to approach.
I do not
Yeah.
think that is the case in this instance, Breezy.
Ah,
As much as I admire your
That's when one of them surges forward.
Is it a young person?
Late teens, probably 18, 19. Young man.
Yeah, Breezy turns to look at him and waves.
He doesn't look at you at all. He runs directly to Deuce Strom. Deuce, are you going to do any reaction? Does anyone want to do any reaction as this man is charging at Deuce?
Does he look armed?
Does he look armed? He's got something in his hand. Can I get an
He's
insight
got
check, Deuce?
He's got 2 arms.
He's got 2 arms.
The only reaction I could
tripping.
do, I
You're
could
tripping?
shoot him, or I could send him backwards in time.
Thank you,
That is
Deuce.
the reaction.
I will cast.
I don't want to
Fake
send this guy back in time.
Command.
You're going to
toss the
command?
shield.
I'm going to cast Fake Command, and I'll tell him to halt.
All right. So,
DC 19. Let me click this spell.
all right. Oh, if I can roll this, 1d20 plus 1. All right. And he will stop in the middle of the road for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
Roy's gonna walk in front of. He'll just walk in
You're
front of
17.
Deuce.
I'm gonna get behind him, and I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
I suggest.
What is he
you,
carrying?
I'm going to send this to Tomo.
Have somebody on my door. Exactly.
Okay. There you go, Tomo. Does that make sense? I will also send this to Jimmerly. Because Jimmerly also rolled well. There you go.
I rolled a 17. Is that not good enough?
Yep, that's good enough. Send to Nero.
Oh, Jim Roy will sigh and be like, I don't even want to admit this. And he just walks away from Deuce.
Breezy's starting to look more and more smug.
I'll flick your ear again to keep that look up, Breezy.
Hold on, I'm going to tenor and I'm looking up smug anime girls. Let's see.
So, Nero, did you trip him?
I'm
Because I
back.
heard you said you wanted to trip him.
Not if I'd have known that.
Okay, not if you knew that. Okay, so what do you do instead?
Instead, I'd lean over and be like, "Hey, Deuce, I think you got an adoring fan here, buddy."
See? People love the jerks. I think they're called heels. I think that's the term.
6
Yes,
seconds
well.
pass after the command. The guy runs up to you, trying to avoid Luminostra. Not because she's a fairy. She doesn't look like a fairy. Just because she gave him an order, and he's trying to get to Deuce. Deuce, he charges at you. What do you want to do? As Jimmerly has noped out.
He looked at the guy, just kind of squinted his eyes a little bit. He very actively sighed, like very actively and loudly sighed, and then walked away.
He'll just kind of hold his arms up, just holding his arms up, kind of bracing for impact. Whatever's about to, just covering himself with his hands.
Holding his arms up because he's about to get arrested.
As he runs up to you, he holds out a piece of paper that is signed by a whole bunch of names. Please, we need yours.
Fanboy.
Very, very well.
All right.
We'll just write.
Cool.
D.
AD.
Cool. That's what you do, is just AD.
No, DS.
DS, okay. Awesome. Cool. So, after you sign his, the other 9 people, the other 9 guys and girls come running up to you to get your signature on theirs. They managed to collect all the signatures from everyone who would sign it yesterday, barring Luminostra. And they will avoid you because they see you, Luminostra, as not being fan-friendly. And so they're going...
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
So they're going to simply get the autographs that they can.
Yep. It only makes my autographs even worth more.
Sure, Shatner. For the record, that's another discussion completely.
And then no one thinks Jimmy is real.
Yep. All right. So after all of these autographs are signed and Deuce has his 5 minutes of fame, ready to depart Asatoro?
We're ready.
Awesome.
Yep.
So as you guys head out of town, you're able to reconvene with your boat. As you do so, it is dirty, filthy, and it smells of fish.
You know, I don't have to eat anything more, but man, rotting fish still smells terrible.
Not rotting
Just gonna
fish,
start
just fish.
Trudging it up.
Jimmy's saying rotting fish because he doesn't want to eat fish.
Understood. Cool. You guys get rid of all the trash around your boat, I assume?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Time to swap the deck.
You swab the
Yeah,
deck.
Dave's just
Awesome.
gonna start prestidigitationing pretty much the entire boat.
Cool. Awesome. Ready to depart?
Let's
Well,
go.
yeah, we got a long trek ahead of us.
Sweet. So, as you guys take off and head off into the Shuian sky, that's where we're going to end for today. And we will come back next week for the next episode, Beneath Fallen Skies.
I'm assuming we go down the river a ways until we're
Yeah, that's fine.
out of sight, and then we go up to the sky.
That's fine. Cool. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. Do watch the FYI channel. Check out the Patreon over at patreon.com/GMEric. And check out the YouTube stuff where we have the podcasts and episodes and shorts. Have a wonderful Easter, guys. Enjoy your day. And we will catch you guys next week for the next episode of Beneath Fallen Skies. And tomorrow night for the Underwatch as they head deeper into the sanctum of the Starfallen. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day.